Alrighty, welcome back everyone to Roll for Damage, where I'm going to take this wonderful group of nerds through my homebrew world and a Rise of Tiamat adjacent campaign. Sorry we didn't have a session last week, we needed a 1 week break, but we are here now. Before we get into tonight's story, I want to thank a few people. Firstly, to Hero Forge, who are our sponsors for the season. You know, I hadn't actually asked him to do this, but Kieran does just the best sponsorship thing ever. So why don't you take this? Sorry,
I was not prepared.
I know. I apologize.
You like Hero Forge. You like building miniatures. Have you ever been sitting around your desk thinking, boy, I wish I had a custom miniature that I could use for this exact scenario? Well, have I got news for you. Check out heroforge.com. I'm assuming that's what their website is. And you can go on there. You can go Google Hero Forge if that's not what their URL is. And you can design your own custom miniatures. You can paint them online in their painter. You can give them the weapons you want. You can set up little boots of gold down around their feet. Boy, you can do just about anything at Hero Forge. You can design them. You can create little tokens that you can use online if you're living in the virtual reality world that we all live in now in today's hellscape of a planet. Or if somehow you live in one of those weird places like Western Australia where people can meet each other face to face, then you can print off your Hero Forge. They'll send it to you. You can get them to paint it for you, or you can paint it yourself if you play too much Warhammer. And join all around the table and do all the fun things that we do with D&D every single week. Back to you, Kyle.
Just calling out everybody for that, huh?
I have too much Warhammer. Just looking around at all the sleep. I can reach for so many unpainted models. All right. Anyways, thank you very much. That was really good. No, I'm sorry, I just kind of threw that at you. Impromptu. Hey, thank you very much for the raid. Well build raid. Who's that? Oh, it keeps scrolling. I can't see it, but thank you very much.
L2S Entertainment.
Thank you. I tried to scroll up, but the raid came through, and it was hard to do that. We really appreciate it. Hope you enjoy the show. We are just starting. So next up, I want to thank our amazing artist Bree. Right now, you can I think see Sloan on the screen. It's just changed to Saris for me. And she does all our character designs, all our overlays. She's done all the panels that you can see below. She's also been the artist for everything to do with panels and stuff for bars. Is that right, Shelby?
Yeah, she's done most of it. Unless it's like some character artwork that we've had some of the other participants doing. But as far as all of our overlays, the reaction images, the promo material, like the little Twitter posts, that's all been Bree.
Yeah, she is absolutely amazing and deserves far more people to go follow her on Twitter, which you should definitely go to, and Instagram, also that. And she also got a webcomic as well called Raphael, which is amazing. You should go check it out. If we don't have all of that, it'll be in her Twitter bio. So go have a look. It's really, really good with some horror elements. If you like that sort of stuff, go check it out. Lastly, I want to thank Sirenscape, who, while not a sponsor, is the company that allows us to have the music that you can hear playing during our games. They have an amazing online player. You should really check it out. It is free to have some stuff, but it's actually, considering the amount of stuff you get, is really a good bargain to get the full thing. It's like $11 a month, and there's just thousands and thousands and thousands of tracks. I barely scratched the surface, and I've been using it for almost 6 months. So yeah, check it out. Sean's another massive proponent for he's like, yeah, go the Sirenscape. Anyways, that covers all the thank yous, apart from our technician Josh, who faithfully wakes up at like 7 o'clock in the morning on a Saturday in West Australia. So thank you. We really appreciate that. Without you, the stream wouldn't run.
Thank you, Josh.
I don't think I've thanked you beforehand before. So yeah, thank you. Sorry, I've not mentioned it before. If you want to find out more about Roll for Damage, panels below, check it out. But we're going to quickly run through the players now so they can say hello themselves. So we're going to start at the bottom as we've been doing recently with Wystle playing Relia.
Hey, my name is Shelby, or Wystle, and I'm from the channel Wystle While You Work. It's a channel where I tell stories from my D&D experience and draw whatever fun fantasy stuff comes to mind. I also stream a lot of different games on Twitch. I've kind of been on a horror kick lately, so I've been playing some Outlast, some Subnautica. I'm also one of the organizers and founders behind Bards for Bards, which is a community-wide charity event meant to support ART, which is a relief fund for struggling performers who have lost work during the pandemic. And I will be playing Relia Silva Fund. But before I pass this off, I want to remind you that tomorrow at noon EST, it starts the 24-hour final closing ceremony live stream. It's going to be super exciting. Nova's DMing a one-shot. Nova's also going to be in a one-shot. I'm in that one-shot. She's in a one-shot. It's going to be really fun.
Yeah, actually, the one-shot I'm playing is set in this world, in the country you guys are playing in, just a little ahead in time. So 3 of the players here will be playing in that, which will be Wystle, Sean, and Mike.
Oh yeah, Mike's in that too. I'm sorry, Mike. There's a lot going on. I'm the worst.
So at least you know it. So I'm sorry. All right. So next up we have AgentNumberOne playing Saros.
Hi, that's me. I'm AgentNumberOne. I am a strategy and simulation streamer on Twitch, where I stream Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm also on all sorts of D&D stuff, primarily here on Roll for Damage and over at the Wonders and Blunders podcast, which is a 5e horror comedy podcast that's just entering its 2nd season and 3rd year very shortly. But I'll leave that for Mike to tell you a little bit more about. Tonight, I am going to be playing Saros Starweaver, who is a cranky, mage-slaying, feral ghoul at this point. He's a human who's just been through a lot of damage. But he's been put back together with a lot of flex tape, and here we are.
Okay. Moving just to the side of me, we have Sean playing Auric.
Hi, everybody. My name is Sean. You can find me on all social media at Odo_Sean. I am the DM over at Paradise RPG for our flagship show, Advantage in Paradise, every Monday nights at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We've got a whole lot of other programming, a whole lot of other stuff, so come check us out. I'm sure Shannon will mention some of our upcoming programming. And I play Auric Solaris, a fancy boy, time wizard who gets the group into some trouble sometimes with his experiments.
Yeah, that's about right. All right, and to your side, we have Mike playing Leaf.
Yes, hello, it's me. I'm Mike. I play Leaf, who is a Rudy Tooty bad guy shooty, cowboy kitty, touch his belly, get a stabby. And I am also the DM over at Wonders and Blunders. We're a 5e horror comedy podcast. We're just about to go into our 2nd season. It's super exciting, and our upcoming episodes and the episodes that have been coming out lately are really exciting and a really good way to get into the podcast. It'll get you hooked, and then you can go back and listen to our old episodes when we didn't know how microphones worked and all of us were terrified for our lives every moment of recording. Do it in that order. Do the new stuff, then old stuff. And that's all I have to say.
All right, and last but not least, we have Shannon playing Slime.
Hi, everybody. My name is Shannon. I am sroby25 on all social medias. I am also from Paradise RPG. That is my nerd home. I am our community manager as well as a cast member over there. I play Scarlet on Monday nights. We also have a game from Jasper's Game Day. On Tuesday nights, we have Relaxing in Paradise, which is Sean's stream on Thursday nights. We have our monthly one-shots where we bring in members from the community. And we have the Sean and Shannon Power Hour on Sundays, where Sean grades me on my recaps of our previous session. I have a A- average, I think, currently. You're muted on Zoom, but yes, I have an A- currently. Yes. Yeah, I'm getting that up there to an A. But come join us in Paradise. We'd love to have you.
Okay. Well, I'm going to run a poll in a minute because next week, I believe we have the wonderful Joe Cat joining us. And what we're going to do is I'm going to be sending the party. I think he's joining us for 2 sessions. We will be sending the party against a monster. they'll get a chance to look into a little bit, then they have to go deal with it. But I'm going to let the audience decide. I'm going to put up a poll. If it doesn't work, I'll make a proper straw poll. I'm going to run it twice and get the total. So once now, and then once just after the halfway point to get a good spread. These monsters are very, very tough, very, very difficult, but the rewards will be appropriate for it. So let me just see if this works. I'll give it just a second. I'm going to hit start poll. It should go for 10 minutes. And you can use your platinum pieces if you want to get additional votes, or like 50 bits if you want additional votes, but that's just the basic thing. But mostly just the one thing. All right, so it's, I hope, started, I think.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, I voted. Am I allowed to do that?
You're
Yes, I
allowed
did.
to vote. You're allowed
Great,
to vote.
great.
Okay. So I'm also going to vote because I know what I want them to fight. Yeah, I'll click that one. All right, so
Oh, we have so much platinum I could spend on this poll.
Yeah, right. I
know.
was just thinking the same
No,
thing.
it's like, oh boy.
You guys could really, really sway this. I will ask you not to spend it. I also have 158,000 platinum because I am the channel. So, right. What I'll do is, I will hand it over to the lovely Wystle to do the recap of last session, since she is our little note taker / librarian. And I'm just watching that poll go, and we'll see what they did last session, and we'll build from there. Go nuts.
Thanks, Zoom, for telling me I was muted before I started doing the recap. Okay, so we picked up last session in probably the most tense combat we've had the entire season, in which we started with Auric making a death save after being pummeled into the ground by the Immortal, who is this big, beefy monk who had a problem with the fact that we killed Gregor, even though Gregor, I'm pretty sure, challenged us to a fight in the death and the fighting pits, but semantics. And he wasn't that happy that we they took out Hexen and his team, because really I wasn't there yet. So we started off with Auric making his final death save and failing. And Sloane was not okay seeing her best friend getting murdered. Unfortunately, because she had lost a haste, she lost her turn. I believe during that combat, Saros went running around trying to find a diamond, probably contemplating why the fuck he's even wanting to resurrect Auric.
Yeah, big mistake.
Yeah, probably. Ophelia's not going to be very happy with you, probably. But he found one, and Saros was the one, surprisingly, to bring Auric back. But he traded Auric's spells to the Tenku Grim Reaper, as I'll call them. Distant cousin of Book.
The Psycho Pawn.
And Auric came back to life, but he'd seen some shit while he was dead. We'll get to that in a minute, though, because Sloane lost her shit and ended up turning into a werebear and just started ripping apart everything she could. The Immortal, being the coward he is and realizing that he bit off way more than he could chew by challenging these awesome adventurers, also probably not wanting to die in this way, flew off with a full 4 hit points, and we were left trying to contain a very feral Sloane. In the midst of this battle, a mass cure wound had gone off, and unwittingly, Saros completely healed his injuries that he was purposely not healing to prevent madness or pain, to prevent pain. We have a lot of weird names from showing up. And well, as Sloane was calming down and Auric was kind of coming to, the city started exploding as I believe off in the distance, we just saw some lady ripping apart like the buildings like it was nothing. We ran inside to take shelter where the Emperor of Everdale was just, casually holding up fallen debris while everybody was drinking tea, catching their breath, getting ready to evacuate. And we had a moment with Auric, and he, in his time when he was dead, saw himself walking with his daughter telling her stories. And upon that being taken away from him, demanded whatever entity Auric made a pact with, we don't know, to see his daughter again, and his wish was granted. He saw his daughter caged, very obviously having been experimented on and tortured in some way, with what looked like some of Kinora's furry minions milling about, and was none too happy about that. Rilia offered to try and scry on his daughter, but we were interrupted by, I believe, was it the head of the House Umberhearts? I believe
Henry Umberheart is not the head, but he's close to.
Well, somebody in the Umberhearts. There's a lot of names here. Okay. We were interrupted, basically saying, maybe don't do that because that kind of magic isn't really well liked. And we didn't do that, but we planned to. And we were trying to discuss our game plan here. And it looks like we are about to be escorted to a bunker where we can stay for a day, probably only a day, because Pain will be here in a day. And as we were leaving, we found Mel, who told us that Nia was missing, and that he went to bring her breakfast. Her room was empty, and there was a candle burning at the open window. And I believe that is where we left off. You are muted, Nova.
Yes, I am. Thank you. That is where you left off. You are currently standing in the doorway. Tabel sort of pushes his way into the room and just starts talking. Like, he ignores the fact that this room is filled with nobles, that the Emperor's at the end just holding a hand up with, like, multi-ton blocks of masonry just hanging in the air. It's like sort of like shimmering golden dome almost above him. Like, he is gone, and I don't know what to do. We had a small argument, and when I went to bring her dinner, she was gone. She was finally doing better. We just started some training. I hope she's not hurt in all of this. Have you seen her? Any of you?
How long ago did she run away? How long ago did you leave her, I suppose?
We trained this morning for just a few hours, and she just, like I said, we had a bit of a fight, and she locked herself in her room for the rest of the day.
That child was incredibly... There's no way she could have gotten that far on her own. Wherever she is, she's probably in the city.
You're a little quiet there, Shelby, by the way. I can't hear you too well.
Sorry.
It's alright. He sort of looks to the rest of you because only the new person is talking, and he's a little confused. Did the rest of you have any idea where she could have gone at all?
He is a particularly tough one. If she is feeling better, perhaps she just chose to leave the ship for some time.
What did you fight about?
she didn't understand why I'd be helping her, and she seemed unhappy that everyone that she ever comes in contact with gets hurt.
But she was just gone without a trace. You weren't missing. There's no giant hole in the wall or anything.
No, nothing like that. No. I mean, I told her that I'm out here looking for my daughter. She's gone missing, and Nia somewhat reminded me of her. She was looking for something herself, and I think that upset her. So I don't know if she ran from me or herself or...
Well, listen, I mean, of course it's not ideal that she ran away, but I wouldn't blame yourself. You got her well enough to be able to run away. In my mind, that's a huge win. She might just need some air, some time. She's been through a lot.
Would not be the first time she's run off on us as well. When she first witnessed Sloane in the fighting pits, she quickly separated from the group.
She's strong in so many ways, but also just fragile. She's still weak and hurt. Can you try help find her? I know you've got your own things going on, but anything you could do would... I can't have another one run away.
What do you mean another one?
He sort of just looks down at his feet, and for like such a big guy, seems to look very like sheepish and ashamed for a moment. Very small. He stands back up straighter. My wife died a while ago, and my daughter blamed me. One day she just wasn't there when I came home, and I've been looking for her ever since.
Give me some time to rest. I can search for her in the mornings. There are ways to divine where people have gone.
Thank you. I really hope it's not because of me. Thank you.
Well, I don't imagine it could have. She's been through as much as you say she has, and there had to be more going on. More things on the poor thing's mind.
Maybe. No, look, and he sort of like looks around, noticing all the nobles the first time. I'm sorry, I interrupted something, and I know the city's gone to hell.
This was interrupted long before you got here. Don't worry.
Look, Yako was waiting for me back at the ship, and my particular skills will be useful to help fix this mess. So find her if you can. I can help with a few things. If you need armor or weapons to help you, come to me. I might need you to fetch some things for me, but I can make some powerful things to help you out. Okay.
Question. Theros does not have armor currently, does he?
I'm still in bandages.
We might need something. They're about to take us somewhere else. Oh.
Some equipment would be good for what is to come. I certainly would not deny that.
Okay, give me just like a few days to help you, and then I'll get to work. If you can send a list to the dancer, I'll be able to work with that to get you something close to what you want.
We'll draft something together.
Yeah.
I will write it. I can practice my writing.
Sort of just like sideways glance, like just shift the eyes straight to Sloane just for a second, like okay. And
I give a little like 2 fingers up, like we'll send 2.
Aww.
just a quick little nod. All right, I'll leave you to it. If things go bad here, the dance is now docked, and make your way to us.
Were you with Yako when all this happened?
Yeah, he's not particularly happy. Apparently, there's a hole in the dance. Some chunk hit it, and he's fixing it right now.
Either of you have any idea why this happened? What's going on?
From word in the city, the 5 have arrived. They've been on their way for a while. Yako's been talking to people. This just seems to be... He looks up into the sky. Their way of saying hello.
Well, as long as it's not something new, I suppose. We knew this was going to happen.
Yeah. Okay. If you need anything else, come find me. But for now, I'll leave you to it. And he sort of like just backs away, like politely nodding to everyone that's now just like staring at him for taking up so much of your time. With the other part, like giving him sort of like a wry smile, like what has just happened. And yeah, he leaves. As you guys sort of turn around and look, you see the back of the area, the Emperor just wilts a little bit. Like he seems like just like his face gets drawn with age. He gets a bit smaller, and the dome of light flickers. Some masonry dust falling through. Many of the nobles look really shocked for a minute, and everyone starts very quickly hurrying to leave, making for their own homes. And the Emperor sort of stands up and starts moving towards the entrance. And every step he takes, you can see him like visibly aging with every step. He's got one of every house's guards, and then there's 4 guards detached from the wall. As they step away, they become visible. They were invisible at the time, and they're much larger. They're like almost 10 foot tall, like half giant, maybe Goliath, you're not sure. They're very, very big, carrying sword and shield. In this like very bright, burnished golden armor. And they take up points around him and start walking towards the entrance. The Umberheart, Henry or Henri, will look to you. He's like, oh, no, now is the worst time for this to be happening. They couldn't have known. He sort of like scratches at his head, confused.
Happening. What's happening?
I cannot hear. Sorry, Shab, I can't hear you at all. You said,
Oh my God, what is wrong with my mic? What is happening?
So once a year, the Emperor loses his power for a time. He calls it the siphoning. We never know how long it's going to be, but it's the only time he's really vulnerable. If he dies, he'll be reborn in the body of one of the heads of the houses. It's a burden we bear. The heads of the houses have a sigil bestowed upon their flesh, tying them to Lord Rosenrose.
So it's a time for groups to usurp power within the Empire.
That's fairly difficult. You'd have to kill every head of the house and every heir of the head of the house, along with the Emperor, all within a matter of hours. Well, at least the Emperor first, and then the rest in hours. I guess you could. He sort of sits there thinking, he's like, you could go out and systematically kill every house, but that would be insane.
Madness, even.
He just his face drops for a minute and just like looks at you. Yes, I guess so.
I have a question.
Yes.
This bunker was supposed to be taken to. Is there only one entrance in?
There's one entrance, but there's not just one exit.
Pain will be here in a day. I would suggest that we are made aware of these exits, because if we are locked inside with him, we're just going to die.
Pain is not going to be able to get in. There is a foot-thick steel door. He's not getting
peels
through it.
back. He
We all just
peels
start
back a
laughing.
solid.
Yes, that
He
is what we
peels
thought about
back
the
a
last one.
solid metal shutter to
Yes,
get into our room.
I heard about that, but that was just, a couple inches at best thick. We're talking a foot of solid steel.
You also know that he makes no sound.
I believe he can also just appear places.
Well, the bunker is warded against such things. He shouldn't be able to get in. Look, I can't tell you the secret exits, but if the time comes, if we're in there, and I will let you know where exactly they are.
There's
not
no way
altogether
they can
that's-
get in those exits.
I mean, there is, but it would be incredibly difficult. And as far as I know, our house is the only ones that know about it. And it's only ever the head and the heir. My father wouldn't have told anyone, and I haven't. So, if I was to tell you, that would extend it to more. Look,
My last question is that, do one of those entrances lead to any wooded areas? Just in case we can get as far away from here as possible if I'm given enough time and I'm...
The exit will lead to horses or boats, and it would be about a 2-day ride at a hard gallop to get to the nearest wooded area, directly north. If that's what you want, we can do it. We can sort that out. But we should really.
That's our best chance.
Okay.
Just so I know, the Crystal Forest is a 7-day journey away from Etrelon. Yes.
Depending on the route you take, to where you come from, yes, but you can go directly north 2 days to a small part of it.
Okay. I say this because if we need to run, I know a way to get us into the forest, into a part of the forest where there are little to no elves that would be dangerous to your men.
Well, we're at a war
Most
footing.
of
I
that
can't put
part is
my
dead.
men at that risk. Look, let's leave. I'll tell you a little more about the siphoning, and we'll make our way to the bunker. Hopefully all the alleys and roads aren't blocked. It's usually an hour from here, but with what's going on outside, if we have to take the longest route, it could take 4 hours. So I don't really want to spend 4 hours on the streets with the 5 running around.
We have a day.
Okay. And he
You
sort of
have a
starts
day.
gathering everyone up and making his way out as the Emperor is now like at the entrance, and you can see like the roof like shifts and comes down a bit, and the dome is getting smaller, and that those big pieces of masonry are slowly moving down till they're only about 10 feet above your head now.
I have a
We should have
question.
relief.
As we're leaving, is there anybody that he's trying to escort out that seems injured that I could potentially help while we're
Everyone's
Going.
kind of. There's a few people with like cuts and scrapes, but nothing that really needs a proper healing.
okay?
The
Making
Emperor's
that.
aura heals all.
Pretty much. Everyone's slowly healing up.
Well, all that shit's dying down, so I don't know.
Okay. If any of you want to try to just because you guys were outside and kind of saw which way all the debris was falling, you can make either a flat intelligence check or a survival check to find what would be the best route home. Well, to where he's pointing into the direction of the bunker.
I'd like to make a survival check, please.
Me too.
Just roll it.
18.
Of course. Okay.
That's out of the ordinary, but I do know how to go home. Cat
So-
always comes back.
Sarah's kind of like goes out and really points in one direction. And he's like, no. You like sort of point down a different road, and then Leaf, you just walk up next to him and be like, start pointing out. Remember that this went that way and that fell that way. Remember that time we were by that volcano that went off and like I guided us back, and you kind of you've been through some shit before, so you guys are just
Oh, my poor boots.
talking
Yeah,
back and forth.
I think Leaf in the cities, outside of the city, Saros guides us everywhere, but in the cities, Leaf has a bit of a better idea of where to go.
Definitely.
Okay, so as you guys are walking, with a few of the guards, a few legionnaires, and you're making a decent pace, on the Umberheart will turn to you and say, if you want to know more about what's to come, I can tell you. I also have a proposal for you. Hopefully, firstly, I guess the siphoning usually takes a month, maybe two, and but we're never sure exactly how much. We do know that when Rosenred knows it's ending, we're called back. We have a feast. All the head of houses gather. It's both a time where Etredale could be wiped out, but also almost our entire military might is gathered in one area, making it borderline impossible. Along with, all of the Emperor's Praetorians gathered as well, which they are very powerful fighters in their own right.
So the five shouldn't be a problem then. The whole army is here. They can just sweep them up, put them in the trash.
If they were opposing army, yes, but 5 individuals can slip unnoticed fairly easy. That's partly the reason we wanted you to track them. Another 5 might be able to do what the armies can't.
Is there any way the 5 could have known about this?
The Emperor is more or less immune to scrying and divination magic. He bends fate around him. They couldn't see this happening in any way.
But it's not just the Emperor who knows about this. Is that
And
right?
somebody on the
There's
inside,
going to be
maybe.
a weak link somewhere.
Well, I mean, the houses know. It's not like anyone hides it, but it's also not common knowledge. And really, no one, like, we don't know when it's happening. Only it just starts to happen. Usually, the Emperor's just sitting on his throne, and he becomes smaller.
Well, I mean, I'm fancying a guess. I would say maybe there is something more to this siphoning that maybe a bunch of real crazy spellcasters who don't need any sort of material components to cast and can seemingly break the laws of magic at all times might have a better understanding of.
Maybe.
Ulrich, didn't you tell us a story that you'd heard from one of your instructors about the one called Madness, going through spells that should have destroyed cities?
Yes.
And what?
He was able to drive mad and slaughter the strongest mages I've ever seen, I've ever known.
If they have that kind of power on their side, is it really far-fetched to believe that if they're breaking those kinds of rules, they might have found a way to overcome whatever magic's protecting the Emperor?
A smart man would assume no safeties when it comes to these entities.
Well, I'm not. Our house is not an expert like the Vaughn would be in the divine nature of gods and demigods and things like the Emperor. But I believe it's his divine power is, for a time, returns to another plane before filling him again. So that's all I can imagine, really.
I thought that the gods were not really meant to mess with the plane.
Well, the gods don't. The Emperor made a deal with a flight of angels. They sacrificed themselves, a whole wing of a celestial army, almost 1,000 angels in all, poured their power into the Emperor's mortal body.
A divine blood sacrifice.
But
Can I make any kind of religion check to see if there's some sort of like celestial event that might be coinciding with this?
you can.
We'll try.
It's also so strange. Also, an eclipse seems to happen every time this is going on.
It's a 30?
A 30?
Holy
Yeah. 18 plus 12?
my god.
Yeah, okay. It's not so much like a celestial event, but you've been the planes a long time ago were locked in place by the god of law, the bloody-handed judge, or just the judge, and the planes are meant to sort of dance and move around each other and constantly be in a small amount of motion. They have sort of their own bands that they exist in. There's the upper, the lower, the prime, the Feywild, and the elemental planes all sort of like exist, but they always are meant to be sort of moving and bumping into each other and causing things. And you lock them in place. So now instead of all doing that, they just all spin together. So it's not so much a celestial event as like a universal event, where at a certain time things sort of tip far enough on an axis for an amount of time before they swing back, and during that time, when things aren't aligned how they really should be, this power flows out of him because you got a frigging 30. And no one, like, at all, ever has put together the fact that the planes move the way they do now, and the fact that divine power waxes and wanes on the mortal planes. Until you, with your weird cat thinking, was just like, wait a minute.
I had a good teacher. But I also do not say anything about that, and I am locking that away in the Leaf Vault, and that is for Leaf only.
Okay. Take that, other players. So.
Take that, the Emperor, eventually. He's on my list.
So.
Basty's taking charge now.
Only will say to yours, like, before the feast happens, the houses will usually rotate a guard through the city so that no house can try any, well, traitorous business. We're very careful about this. We've been doing it for a long time. Unfortunately, House Umberheart will not be taking part in this, as there's been an unprecedented number of attacks recently with a burning cult, a dragon. The five are here. We've had a number of monsters awaken. We're not sure why. Things that were locked away millennia ago and we have only really heard about in history awoken or just appeared. So, well, the reason we wanted you is to track one of these things down, kill it, record how it was done, because it could come back. Some of these creatures are somewhat cyclical. Do this for us. We have a small library in the bunker, which you're free to peruse. It's not a problem. But we'll also give you access to everything we have back home in Monteculo. We can get texts. We can either get you to Chiron, or we could try get texts to us here. And, well, we're aware you have been fighting the Cult of the Dragon. Could you give me some more information about that? What you fought, what you are looking for with them? Because we have been petitioning to gather a task force to stomp them out, but politicking has got in the way.
We were just looking to do some good. Try to stop some people from wreaking havoc, and we stumbled in pretty deep. Have you heard? It's difficult to tell what kind of news has traveled, but we are prisoners. But did you hear about the part where we fought the dragon?
Yes, apparently you got rid of it. There's conflicting stories. Some say you killed it, some say you just drove it off and it's flown away. What actually happened?
Leaf, you told me that you sent it to hell.
So you killed it?
Yeah.
Can you make a deception check, please?
You bet I can.
Sorry,
we've been avoiding directly answering this question.
Oh no.
No one filled really in on that.
Okay, well, that's good to know. From the histories we found, it burst out of the north through a portal to the Feywild. The elves in the north, they have a stable link to that realm, thanks to their, well, queen is now a goddess. I don't even know how that happened, but Lord Araloth of the North, he's the one that maintains it now. And when we asked what had been going on, he replied that it was the head of Tiamat, green dragon of some power. Knowing that it's dead means that the cult's goals will be that much harder. We have found word of another head, severely weakened, long ago. Never actually truly locked away, more just existing since the breaking. And I'm happy to share this information with you. if you can do us a service and destroy one of the monsters, my father would be able to tell you exactly which one he wants you to go after, but currently there are two. There's if our research is correct, a titan in the ocean. And another, which is the histories call it the crawling mother of night. Some believe it to be... Have you heard the name Lolth before?
Have I?
Do a religion check. Anyone that wants to know? Religion check. Not a hard one either.
Okay.
That's 2 successes. 3 successes. That's a fail on Sloane. Everyone but Sloane knows who this is.
Yeah, I've heard the name.
You expect us to be able to kill something like that? Perhaps we could just kill this dragon head for you. Seems to align all of our goals and seems slightly less suicidal.
Well, I mean... Yes and no, but... The Mother of Night, she's not... I think you're thinking that Lolth as a goddess is here, and that's not quite true. Thousands of years ago, when the original cataclysm happened, separated our world from the other, from any other, Lolth had sent an avatar to cause havoc. She didn't trust something else to act in her stead, so she was controlling it directly. When she was cut off from her source of power, she's become trapped here, never able to return. We're hoping that killing it, because she's still causing problems, she comes out from the Underdark and destroys vast swaths of forests and cities and everything she comes across. A huge, spider-like creature. We're hoping that you can kill it. We know that she has some sort of control or compunction over any arachnid, ever, anywhere, we know there's creatures in the Crystal Forest which of her brood that don't want to be controlled by her, but if she's within 50 miles, they fall under her sway.
Everyone just slowly turning to look at Auric.
Yeah.
I
King
assume you're
spiders.
I'm assuming you're talking about the Ettercaps and riders in the Crystal Forest.
Free
Yes.
all your subjects.
They
There's only room for one
Subjects?
spider god in this plane of existence.
I think I missed key information here.
I'm sorry, I don't think I quite understand. More
Well,
than
Auric
one
is the Spider King.
Soon to be the great liberator, I think.
Is that why those Ettercaps attacked the caravan?
Well,
They do as they
didn't-
wish. I hold no sway over them.
Yes,
I'm-
you do.
This would have been good information to have been told in the first few days of our meeting if I was going to be dragged away.
Well, I'm sorry, we were dealing with a dying friend. Didn't think it was relevant to discuss my associations.
When the Ettercaps attacked the caravan we were being taken in, yes.
I may have said something or two.
As you guys are talking, you turn a corner, and there's just a lava flow down a street. And there's the buildings either side are on fire and half destroyed. And he's just like, we may need to find do any of you have a way to cross this? Or do you have to find a new route?
I may. One moment.
While we're looking at this, can I take a look around and just see, like, as a criminal, can I see anybody around who looks like they are taking advantage of this chaos to profit?
Yeah, sure.
He's next to you. He's bald. He's covered in tattoos.
Not you. You can't help me.
He's robbing an old man in the street.
That's both of us later.
You're up.
For
quick.
perception
check.
Is a 12.
There's some people like carrying things and running down the streets, but you can't really tell if they're like looters or if there's people getting things out of their own homes.
Good question. How wide across is this lava flow?
It's about 15 feet.
I want to go up and cast Cone of Cold at it. Cool the lava.
Okay. Okay. Just straight across the street?
Yeah.
Okay.
Obviously not getting anybody in this cone. If I can avoid it, I'm specifically just trying to harden the lava.
Okay. Cone of Cold will work. Yeah, all right. So you sit there and you cast Cone of Cold. You're back far enough so that you don't like spray the houses on the far side of the street. You backed everyone up and it solidifies. Make dexterity checks to cross this because you've got maybe one round before it all starts cracking and like shifting a bit as the other lava flows in behind it.
Just a straight check or a saving throw?
Just a check. It's not a massive check. It's just to see how well you cross. You're just hoping
really,
for not a natural one, really. So
Don't say that when Leaf is here.
Got a 10.
So you got 10, 9, 10, 13. Who are we waiting on?
Here's some bad rolls.
Hey!
Ooh.
All right.
Hi.
You step forward and your eye glows for a second and the street contracts as you fold space. You step across it and it unfolds again. And everyone behind you is just like, what? Like just not understanding how you folded reality to step across the street.
It's a very simple wormhole.
And your eyes like a little bit like tingly around the edges, like faint burning, so you're like just like twitching a little bit. The rest of you, no one rolled poorly enough to like fall into lava. Maybe Saros like slips a bit as he gets onto a slippery section. But you get to the other side and you're good.
I hate to be this person, but I don't wear shoes.
It's frozen. You're fine.
No, yeah, you're fine. I'm gonna say you're fine.
Okay.
I can pick you up and carry you if I need to.
I don't want to be dishonest. Really, it doesn't wear shoes.
Okay.
I have Saros on one shoulder and really on the other.
So as
this is a very bumpy ride.
it's more likely just to be sharp because it's like, volcanic rock and glass. As you guys are sorry, just reading Josh in chat. Oh god, how is never going to creatively misinterpret my casually worded use of the spell? If she said if she just like left it as I cast, I was like, you probably kills people outside.
No. I don't want to do that in front of the future head of the Umberheart.
Yeah, I learned that lesson when Nova killed that guy with those gates.
So anyways, you cross the street, you're moving on. He starts explaining how the Titan in the ocean has really disrupted shipping and trade. to the north. So like Duskfall has not been getting much down here, and the pirates that used to plague a certain part of Jokelheim and not really mess with Etrail have now been looping around to come at Etrail, and it's causing problems. They don't care if their two enemies fight each other, but they're having a problem now that their two enemies are both fighting them. So they're pretty happy with either of these threats being destroyed. And to let you guys know, the vote ended up being 21-21, so we'll see how that goes after the break. But as you're walking and talking,
I have a question to ask
go nuts.
them. The man that came in before we left, apparently one of their friends has gone missing in the city. Do you know if anybody can, if we can just alert someone to just keep an eye out for her? She's very injured last time I saw her. And really, in this kind of destruction, she's probably not doing very well.
He just sort of looks at you like, for a healer, you have a very limited perspective. As he's passing like crushed bodies in the streets and houses that have fallen over.
I'm talking about what was a child who was taken by the cult of the dragons and seemingly tortured, that has now gone missing in the city. So yes, I do care about that person's well-being.
I understand that. I have a city to look after and a house to take care of.
Asking
and
if
I
there's any
will
resources.
do what you ask, but look around. Finding one person in all of this is going to be
You do not need to
impossible.
explain to me this level of destruction. I lived through the dragon destroying every village in my part of the Crystal Forest. I know this is destruction. Maybe I'm just desensitized to it, and I apologize.
We will do our best.
Thank you.
Looks to the rest of you. Can you tell me more about this friend, please?
Half-elf. She'll be missing an arm. She'll have several wounds. Though seemingly they may be healed at this point, or mostly healed. She may appear younger than she actually is.
Okay. I'll do my best, but there are greater things to worry about right now.
She responds to Nia.
Nia, okay. As you guys walk along, can I just get a perception check for everyone, please?
Oh.
Oh, good. Oh, okay. Relia and Saros see this. So you're moving along down a side alley. You see a hulking metallic creature pointing to the party. When you recognize, specifically you, Saros, even if you did fight it in the dark.
Oh, we got company.
Standing next to him is a humanoid figure, roughly 7 feet tall and heavily muscled. Shirtless, skin of marble and hair of burnished brass. A nimbus of light playing around its temple, crown of its head. It's wearing sandals and a sort of like a red Roman kilt. The eyes of this tall humanoid are black and seem to swallow the light. And even with no visible pupil, no features to the eyes, you can feel it looking at you, Saros. And it just nods slowly once as you pass.
Howdy.
They're just watching for now.
Hold on.
Walk past, lean back, look at them again, keep going past the alleyway.
Is the
I
time to
believe
pass
that is
without a
our
trace
warning.
to start sneaking?
Sorry, I didn't catch that. What was that, Kieran?
I was asking if this was the time for pass without a trace to start sneaking.
Sauce.
Something tells me there's not going to be much sneaking past them. I believe that is our warning.
I thought we had a day.
We do. It could be a day-long
Day-long.
warning.
They're taunting us.
At least we know what they look like now. Or, well, the other one looks like.
I mean, I
that's
think I would have
madness.
picked him out of a lineup, to be honest.
I have a lot of preparation to do for tomorrow.
Did Payne
Subtlety.
still have a hole in his shoulder? The bad news is that he seemed to have healed up much quicker than I did. Or repaired himself. I am not certain what is the correct term.
Well, now that we know that they're coming, can you heal yourself more? Or rest more?
There will be time.
I have something I can perform as soon as we're tackled. Give us a bit more of a boost for the next 24 hours.
Over the next hour, you make it to the bunker. It is more or less, there's a manor. And then there's a large sort of like courtyard out front. And there's just a small like shed almost. But inside it, it goes underground, gets to a flat corridor, and there's just, as he said, like there's just a foot-thick steel door that drops down from the roof. And there's two more that pull in from the walls that have a massive crossbar, like a latch, and that bar itself is like another good few inches thick. So there's two doors they have to get through to reach to you, and it's quite a large open space underground with lots of pillars supporting the roof. There's food stores, there's weapons. There's about 15 guards down here, and a few of the legionnaires, maybe four of them. Yeah. So as you go down there, you can see it's all like very nicely worked stone. The entire area is kept very clean and dry, and has murals along the walls of people fighting monsters of all sorts: hydras, chimeras, giant minotaurs, giants. And the cavern has a corridor towards the back that goes like just disappears into darkness. And Henry's like, my father's in, well, home, want to call it, but if we do need to escape, that's the corridor we take. It's a bit of a maze, but if I'm leading you, you should be fine.
How tall are the ceilings?
20 feet.
And where are and this is like legitimately underground. It's not like the ceiling is the base of the house necessarily.
It's like 60
we're like
feet
deeper
underground.
Down. Cool.
And it's the northeasternmost point of the city, where the bay is. Sorry, the northwesternmost point of the city, where to the east is the bay.
Auric would kind of like lean against the wall because he's still got a broken rib and it's still pretty roughed up at this point, and kind of look at Henry and say, and what do we do, Lord, if those two monsters we saw outside have cut your head off before we can leave?
I was gonna suggest maybe you write down the directions, you put them in a pocket that we'll be able to recognize. We can run past, grab the directions on the way. I didn't want to be too doom and gloom about it, but Auric got it pretty good on the nose there. I have the same concerns.
I can't betray the secrets of my house, but I can maybe give you a hint. You're looking for something we call the River Run. It will lead you to the bay. You're all skilled. I believe you will be able to find your way. There's many paths that would lead to it. Some longer than others, some more dangerous than others. I trust you'll get there.
And do you have anything to bar that corridor while we're still here? Because if we're smart enough to get it, the 5 are as well.
Nothing that we have. Not, well, the Legionnaires could probably take hammers to the walls fairly quickly and cave it in. None of you are as strong as them. Even you, dear Sloane. However, if you get maybe 500-600 feet down the corridors, the anti-magic areas start wearing off. A few hundred feet more than that and they're gone completely. I believe you'd be able to do something. The walls are resistant somewhat. They're warded a little to make sure no one could easily cave it in, but with enough power and effort, I'm sure you could find a way.
Well, if we survive this and you're looking to renovate, I'd suggest another steel door.
So 3 instead of 2?
Well, yes. If you're retreating back into that darkness.
Well, when you are going through it, you'll see why we don't expect anyone to come that way.
Oh, we will be going through it.
Well, maybe. We'll see how things go. Would you feel safer if we close the doors now? Would you like the fresh air until needed?
Oh, yeah. You can put a couple of nails in this coffin.
Were
Okay.
any of your men wounded, sir? Is there anybody that needs any immediate medical attention?
We're all
I'm
fine.
not going to be able to do much.
Auric could use the heal.
Ulrich does. Yes,
well-
he's hurt.
Were we given our shit back when we left the vans? Nova?
Yeah, say that you would have all got it at least as you left the hall, gathered up all your things, and you'd be good now.
So
Plus a bunch
would
of
I
silver
be
now.
able to? Would I be able to, while I'm patching up Auric, spend some time making one of those kits I talked to you about off?
Yep, medicine kit, go nuts. Just
Yeah.
pass a medicine check for me.
Okay.
Okay, I want
Yeah.
everybody to tell me what they need because I'm going to make a list for Tomel. So tell me what you need and I will write it down.
Yeah, one medicine kit. Right. Everyone get things to Sloan for a list, but what I'll also get you to do is if you want to take a rest now, you have some time, you can take a long rest. You can also, except for really kind of Sloan doesn't have many hit die left, she used them during the fight. And if there's any healing spells, because you're going to get a long rest, you'll get your spells back, you might as well go nuts now and
Yeah.
be back to full.
I will.
However, due to the fact that this place is warded against magic, you're going to have to pass an Arcana check to cast any spells. If you're not
Before I start-
proficient in Arcana, it'll be at disadvantage.
Before I start going spell crazy, what I want to give to Sloan is, I guess, a list of assorted herbs I'll need to make these kits.
Mm-hmm.
I don't imagine they're very special. I just don't think I carry them.
Okay.
Fantasy herbs.
So what we'll do is we'll take a 5-minute break right now. You guys can get a list of stuff to Sloane during the break, and she can read it out at the start. And maybe Saras will also write the same list.
Yeah.
And yeah, we'll be back very, very soon. Thanks for sticking around. We'll see what happens as the session draws on. Hey guys, and welcome back to Roll for Damage. Tonight we are playing in the scales above. We have just come back from our break. The party is hiding in a bunker, and they're just taking a bit of a rest to replenish some spells and hit dice and whatever. And we're just gonna see what's going on. So, I think you are writing a list to send to Timon when you can. Yep, cool. So you.
Oh, your L's backwards.
So you can send that to Timon. Now, some of you are preparing spells to cast and trying to figure out what you're doing down here. You can, if you feel like taking 2 long rests back to back, that'll pretty much eat up your whole day. But you'll be good. You can regain more hit die if you wish. What would you like to do?
I'm going to be working on making medicine and healing people.
You said there were piles of weapons around and stuff. Hey, Leaf would just run over and get a new hand crossbow because he broke his while fighting Vegeta.
Yep. There's probably the materials to repair your hand crossbow if that one holds any sort of value to you.
I doubt it. I think he just goes through them.
Okay.
Like a box of matches.
Yep. So there's hand crossbows, there's short swords, rapiers, long swords, friggin' claymores.
Armor?
There is some armor. There is just some sort of studded leather.
That's what I wanted. You can stop at that.
There's also some half plate. Full plate. So anyone that needs anything. Also, let me know if the music's too loud, because I know this song kind of rises and then crashes. So if it gets too loud,
Had to turn it down.
Yeah, it's mostly for the stream. I don't want to be ruining their experience.
Are there also any shields here?
There will be shields here. Yes.
Might as well grab one of them too.
There is a small library. There's a little room that's off the side. It's got books all through it. So if you wish, you can peruse that as well. Some of them are just scrolls, and some of them are actual books as well. So you can go through that.
They have books on hunting monsters, I assume.
There's a couple, yeah.
I'd be interested in that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oric would be as well.
I would go find Oric and very proudly show him all the writing I did. Look, how did I do?
Progress.
That's a lot of words, yes?
This is many, yes. A lot of words. You did marvelous. Let me take that and I'll get it over to
And I did the lines like you told me to when making a list.
Yes, you did your lines very well. There's some backwards letters, but we'll work on that.
Oh, I worked really hard to make sure there weren't any. Okay. We'll work on it.
You still made progress. I take that and look at it and oh.
I'd be able to pull Oric aside for a moment.
Go nuts.
Yeah, I guess after Sloane's showed you her writing, I'm assuming looking through books. Really is gonna approach you. I know I said I'd try to take a pill when I can. Do you have that water on you?
I do. I'm not so sure this warded bunker would be a good place to do that, though.
Figured we could probably go to where it's less warded in the bunker.
I kind of look around the room. Okay. Yes.
Alright. I'll force myself on the rest of these spells. I just want to get that out of the way. I imagine I've got something in my hand to contain it, like a bowl or something to contain the water.
Okay. You You start walking down the corridor, and 2 of the guards start following you.
Wait, where are you going?
I'll be right back. We're just going to work on some spell work where it's less warded.
Don't go too far.
Of course not.
Don't do anything I wouldn't do.
Do everything
That's
he wouldn't
almost everything I do, Saros.
Okay. So, you move down this dark corridor. You both have dark vision, but there's literally no light, so it gets very hard to see even for you. You lay your things down, and I guess you start setting up your scrying spell. Can I get you to make an Arcana check? This isn't a disadvantage, but you still need to reach out of, like, through the warded walls.
I'll also unstopper the pools of divination water and try to use it to help the process.
Okay. Okay.
So is this just a flat roll, or?
Yes. Auric, if you wish to, like, pour power into this to help out,
Absolutely.
choose a spell slot that you have. Tell me which. Just choose one, anyone you want, and tell me which one it is.
I will pour a 5th level spell slot into it.
Okay. Let's see what you roll for your Arcana check.
And as she's setting it up, I'll be describing Serena to you. She's skin is somewhat blue like mine, but paler, closer to human skin. Shortened ears. She has beautiful hair. A darker purple, different from the pink of mine. Her eyes, they don't share the same twilight of mine, though if you look in her pupils, you can see the starlight.
She's just nodding along, listening intently as setting up the ritual. And
Okay.
her name was Serena. Do you have a last name?
Solaris.
Solaris. Yeah.
As you look down into the bowl, you sort of feel you see, like, the reflection of the roof, and it sort of seems to push through it, through the dirt and earth, out through the top, through the grass, and shoot up into the sky. As you're looking down, it's like the reflection is a screen that's moving up high. You zoom through the clouds to the north. You cross over the ocean, and you look down on a mountainside. You start rushing down faster and faster until you see this image rapidly approaching a set of buildings. And while you're about 100 feet out, the image stops. It's almost like it bounces off something. And you, because you're casting the spell, can almost hear and feel like it's like nails or chalkboard, as like your magic is scraping against something else.
Is there any way I can push it?
Got a hero point you wish to burn?
Why not? You've hit my weakness. It's kids and other people's kids. So yeah, I force it.
Okay, it's gone forever after this if you do.
I am aware. think it's a good cause to burn it.
Make another Arcana check for me.
Come on.
Can I burn another spell slot into this?
Sure.
I'll do a 4th level this time.
Okay. You feel the barrier shatter, and now that you can hear the sounds of the town, it was being completely blocked out. The people will start running out of buildings. They're in the Cult of the Dragon garb, and they all start screaming and looking up. There, something has startled them. But you zoom through a building, through the floor into a sort of makeshift dungeon. It's just someone's cellar. They've taken all the wine and all the stuff out of it, and they've installed bars. And sitting there, curled in a corner, Serena. Dirty, disheveled, no marks on her skin, nothing, like she's not been hurt. And you kind of get the impression as you came in that there's other cells, but that's not your focus here. And she's just sitting there crying in a corner.
While I am focused on her, I can still hear the noises of the environment. Besides her crying, I'm assuming I hear other voices, probably in the same state.
Yeah.
Can I make out how many, or approximately how many different voices? 5, 10, not like an exact number, just an
Make a
approximation.
perception check at disadvantage, because you're doing a lot of this through spells that aren't really focused for this. Like, yes, they are, but also not. It's actually really fucking good. There's maybe 2 others here.
I'm keeping the spell up for the full 10 minutes. So unless anything changes, I stay in that, watching her for the 10 minutes till the spell goes off.
Okay. During this time, someone, and like your daughter isn't like, you know, a small child. She's an adult, just not old.
She's in her young 30s.
20.
She's older than Nia.
Yeah. Okay. She's but not
Still
much
half elf,
older.
though.
She's a little older, but they're kind of in the same age bracket.
Definitely. Absolutely.
So someone comes in, and you see a pole with like a loop push through the bar and snare one of her hands and pull her arm through the bar, and a glowing brand with the mark of the dragon is seared into her forearm. It's pulled back, splashed over with alcohol, which makes her like pull aside as well. Like, she opens her mouth to scream from the burn, but it's so painful, just nothing comes out. They give her a healing potion and some herbs to rub onto it. And then the scrying ends.
What did you see?
I'm going to reach out and just put a hand on your shoulder.
He'll collapse a little bit as soon as you touch his shoulder. Kind of fall, not like fall to the ground, but sort of deflate entirely.
So, when I saw the direction, north, there's the sea.
I have to go to her.
Make sure you do.
All right. You know what I must do now. And he'll get up quickly.
Orc. What are you planning to do?
Dig a little deeper. Thank you. Thank you.
Orc. I don't know what you've gotten yourself involved in. It doesn't take a genius to say that you are dabbling in things that are untested. I do not blame you, and I absolutely understand why. Don't go too deep. Because if you do, you won't be able to reach her, and you won't be able to come back up. Those people care about you. As I'm like gesturing down the hall. And they need you here too.
Sloan may care. And Leaf may, in some way, for his own purposes. Saros begrudgingly brought me from death, and would rather, or sooner, see me dead. I do not know you, and you've given me a kindness here, that is for sure, but I have spent centuries, near millennia, in these worlds. And I only knew my daughter for barely a decade.
And I
I will
only
do
knew
as I
mine
must.
I only knew mine 5 years, and I've regretted every single day I wasn't there to help her when I could have been. I'm telling you, be careful.
And he will nod with a smirk and walk into the darkness back towards the room.
Okay. So, as you guys are all sleeping, resting, reading, for Agent, what I'll say is, because I feel like it's in character for you, would you pocket the book on monsters that you find?
Oh, if it's a good book, I don't see why not.
Just make a little sleight of hand check for me.
Oh, yeah. Okay. All right, give me a second here.
You told you could read it, so it's not bad.
It was almost one. Bounced on the one for a minute and then tipped over. 17.
Okay. Don't be disheartened by 18. They have negatives. It's dark. They're not really paying that much attention to you. They're just like, eh. So they kind of see you pick up a book. All right. Pretty much, I'm going to give you access to the monster manual minus a few things. I'll send you a list of things you not in there, but you can kind of be like, oh, this is the strengths and weaknesses of certain monsters.
Oh, cool.
So there's that.
I hope it's not a Volo's monster we fight.
Yes, that's kind of the thing, right? But the hours tick by, and do any of you have what's it called? Is it the Keen Mind feat? No.
I almost took it.
Okay.
You have to take so many notes when you take that feat. It's just not for me.
Yeah.
Okay. So as it starts getting towards the end of 24 hours, you can feel the air in the room getting more tense. You're pretty sure it's minutes away. You're sitting there and everyone's just silent and quiet. And then the whole bunker shakes. And there's a massive ringing on metal. Again and again and again. And then you hear the sound of something breaking, and after about maybe it's about a minute and a half to get through, and Henry turns to the rest of you. Holy shit! If that keeps up, he'll be here in minutes.
Yeah, we told you.
This is
yes,
why
but
I asked for the exit.
yes, and I'll be giving it to you. Just look, the Legionnaires might be able to hold it off for a few minutes. The only choice we have is the river run now. Unless you want to try to stop it as it breaks through. Do we have any? I know you're resourceful. Do you have that sort of firepower? Oh, magic won't work great in here unless you. Could you put? How many of you are casters? You could pull your resources and try to
Magic
overcome
might
the
be
walls.
what we need. If this is pain that is coming, he is a. He's more concerned with stabbing you than he is with casting spells, it would seem.
Failing to get through these steel plates, it might be madness coming for us. I can bring fortifications up. I can cast a wall of force. It may, through your wards, I may not succeed, but it would give us time.
Okay.
Potentially make some of it. I can make the slower ones of us a bit faster.
Look, I have an idea. I'm not a magic user myself, but if we place the wall of force right in front of the door, it should stop it from bending and breaking. Surely, yes.
Yes, of course it will stop anything trying to break through it.
Is there any way for something to physically be able to overpower such a wall?
A disintegrate spell, from my research, is the only thing that will overpower this wall. As long as it fully encompasses the space they're trying to break through.
From what I've heard, Madness is not a caster of any sort. Fine. I have a few spell scroll. I'm not a caster, but we have some scrolls of power that might be able to aid you. High tiered spells. I think we have one called, it's meant to be for a trap, delayed fireball. Have you heard of it?
I have.
If we could really could you take that magic into yourself to power your spell?
I believe I can.
Do anyone else here have power that you could
I
funnel
can-
into Auric?
Yes, I do.
I can stay and protect him.
I don't know what kind of connection we have through our artifacts, but we have certainly been bound together in some way.
Your artifact bound to him in some way?
It is a long story.
Well, anything that can help. Look, I'll leave this up to you. I'll fetch the scroll. I'll give it to you, but you make a plan here, and I'll be right back. However you wish to do this, I'll leave it up to you guys, and there'll be some checks involved.
Gorik would go up to Saros to be like, "How are we doing this, buddy?"
Would I be able to dump a 6th level spell into
Sorry, 5th or 6th?
6th level spell
Okay.
slot into Auric?
Or can you
Exact-
cast Wall of Force without your spellbook? Is this a?
can.
Are you experiment spelling this?
This is an experiment spell. There may be some boo-boos that happen
Oh
with this,
no!
but it's also the only thing that I have that could protect us from this. There's
And
anything else is very much more risky.
And how long
Is
does this
part-
spell last?
It only lasted 10 minutes. I was hoping maybe some of this juice I'm getting might make it longer. But 10 minutes is a lot of time for us to be getting through those tunnels.
Are
Yeah,
you
especially
pouring,
if I can start casting Long Strider on people like I want to.
Kieran, are you pouring magic into Auric as well?
Orc would kind of like hold his hand out almost to you, like almost expecting you to hand him your stone for him to channel magic through. Keeping it away from his eye, of course.
I gotta make a check on this. I gotta.
Excellent.
Someone else burned the hero
this
point to
is-
make him pass.
Yeah.
Yes, that's my favorite. Now you have to choose. That's so middle of the road. Make your choice.
middle
What
of
does
the
your heart
road.
tell you?
But
I think I am.
But the
I
coin,
think
roll a d2.
very
I can stare at
begrudgingly,
you.
You can almost like feel the stone cutting into Saros's hand. He's gripping it so hard. And it's like, I know that you are doing this to keep me safe. This thing would gladly cut through me and leave the rest of you alive. And he just kind of puts a hand on Oric's shoulder. I do not have your spells, but you have my support.
Do you... Okay. Do you have your stone in your hand, or do you hand it to him as well?
Oh no, it's staying in my hand.
Okay.
I'm not going
So-
that far.
Okay.
Don't
so this
like
is...
it either, Saros. We'll do what we have to.
So on one side you have Saros holding the stone, which starts to pulse, and you've got a hand on Oric's shoulder. On the other side, you have Relly with her staff, which is beginning to glow around the head of it, hand on Oric's shoulder. You have a spell scroll in your hand, and you've got your other hand out waiting for the stone, but not receiving it. And I want you to tell me what you're doing to cast this wall of force using Dunamancy, because you're trying to bend it to become a Dunamantic spell.
Yeah, absolutely. So what I am trying to do is create a wall of essentially, I'd like to bend reality to almost turn the space I'm going to occupy into a reverse black hole that is propelling away to keep something out. Kind of bending as much reality as I can to make it inaccessible, essentially, creating some thin barrier of spatially ripping magic.
So you're casting gate.
Yeah, essentially.
As you
I mean, I'd also
try
love
do
to just
that,
make it a black hole, and that would also be great.
You sort of sit there.
That would
and
solve all of our
your
problems.
eye glows and the scroll ignites, and you sort of see Oric put a hand out. He starts like ripping and folding with his hand, trying to make this reverse black hole. What ends up happening is the space. This is like 100 feet of corridor. Space sort of folds, and you see the walls sort of like distort as space folds and folds and folds and folds to make the 100 feet of corridor. The door seems to slide back to right in front of Oric as he's folded this area down to a very thin, flat piece where the gravity is like thousands and thousands of times, because everything is now in this one little thing to make it almost inaccessible. And as opposed to sucking things in, it is kind of repelling things away just a little bit. However, what level spell are you burning into Oric, Saros? 6.
He's getting my
Make-
one good slot.
An Arcana check, Oric, to see if the spell succeeds. Okay.
29.
It's down there. What should
Just
be
one
down
The
there?
moment to
bad.
get
Oh
my
no.
thing.
Don't like.
What did
This
you
bad.
do?
Like when he walks away.
What'd you do?
You should have just used a hero. Do you
No.
even have a hero point? I was gonna say you should have just
I
hero
do
point
actually.
succeeded.
I do actually.
No, it's more.
This is way more fun when he gets to go nuts with things.
Well, it's been a lovely campaign, guys.
Okay.
Or should we just set off an arcane nuke and just take out all of Edgerlon?
Mine is pretty good.
Could just be a 9th level knock. Just unlocks the door and then madness comes in.
That would suck.
So we've just instantly murdered Saros. Saros trusted you, and now he's dead.
I will use my
I mean,
orb
that's
to
what he
protect
was-
myself from this, selfishly.
Yep. Roll me a D100, Sean.
Oh, jeez.
Potted plant. Potted plant.
Oh yes,
It's,
Implant
it's,
madness.
it's a much worse
Come on,
system than
beard
that.
of
17.
feathers.
Okay.
I had to go get a whole separate book for it.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I'm using a different thing. Okay. This isn't. You're going to get a couple of these back to back because you've had extra power poured into you. So to get the spell going,
What's the
you
trap?
feel 2 6-level spell slots. Right now, you have this pillar of dark light pouring out of Auric, and it sort of hits the roof and folds down around to this wall. You have this golden light sort of hitting the roof and like spraying across it, and then just dripping power flowing out of Relia. And there's like as it falls, like leaves and petals are falling to the ground as well. And when they hit, like small plants are starting to grow. From you, Saros, it's just this like dark night. As it hits the roof, little starbursts start appearing as like an inky night sky spills out, and as they all collide, they start swirling and forming, and it all sort of is pouring back into Saros and then into the wall of force.
Into Saros or into Auric?
Sorry, into Auric, and then into the wall of force. You're already 17 plus 12. Can I get you to make a wisdom save, Auric?
I protected myself from this search.
Then you are completely fine because this only affects you. Okay, so that's the first one. Does anyone else, do you want to pour any more power into Auric?
Does
can
it
I
look like the
do?
spell is working?
Yeah. I'm standing next to Sloane and just like kind of a proud look, like leaning back, like look at them, they're working together.
Yes, but that looks very dangerous.
You did this to get the spell to cast. He would have failed without your help. This is to hopefully reinforce it.
In
Can I
that sense,
just-
I also want to put up my 7th level slot in.
Oof,
Moral
okay.
support.
Ugh, gross. I'll use a 5th level. I don't have a 7th level slot, so.
Well, I'm the only person who I think went straight one class, so that makes sense.
Make another Arcana check, Sean, to see if you can handle this level of power.
For a penny in for a pound.
$30.
Okay. Roll me a D100.
$51.
Okay.
So scared.
I know.
Everyone in the
So
room but
tense.
Sean make a wisdom save, please. As the walls of reality start to buckle and like rents open up, and you can see this kaleidoscope of colors. And as you look out, you can see there's like massive pillars connecting like planes to others. One of you is looking out and you're seeing swirling storms of fire as you look out over the fire plane. Another one is looking like into hell. Someone is looking into heaven. As you look around, it's all just assaulting your minds. Relia passes. Sloane passes. Leaf.
Leaf.
You break, friend. I will tell you what happens in just a second.
You
can I get?
break?
I haven't rolled. Does this count as a spell cast by a creature within 5 feet of me? No, I have the Mage Slayer, so I get advantage if it is. So
Oh, you're gonna try and fucking mage slay
Okay.
Auric.
And
17.
it doesn't affect you, Auric. Auric, you sort of take on this like regal fey mantle, but then dark like wings grow from your shoulders, and all that energy just pulses out of your arm into the wall of force. Against your will, can I get you, Saros, to make a strength check, please?
Against what kind of what? Against what?
This is your orb is moving on its own.
I'm going to use my hero point
Mm-hmm.
to just succeed on that because my strength is not good, and this is not a good
don't need that
reality-breaking event occurring around me. I do not want the meteor involved in this.
Okay.
For flavor, would it be cool? I think when Auric is channeling all of this, I like to imagine like the scarred flesh around his eye is like somewhat like burning away a little bit as the orb is focusing this energy, kind of rending his face a little bit more.
Okay. You're also like lost in this moment of power. Sloane, you see this. Leaf does not. He is just run down the dark corridor at the moment. He's getting away. Everyone else is backing away.
Leaf, I think, is like when he's standing there and he's like, look at that. They're getting along, and he's like looking up at all this beautiful thing that's happening above. He's like, that right there, that's the power of friendship. And then he looks back down. He's like, see, the two of them are going, oh my God, oh Jesus, and then he just runs.
You see as Relia's hand that's sitting on Auric's shoulder starts sinking into his flesh. And they start like combining. You see the same thing happen on the other side as Saros, and his orb starts moving towards Auric's hand, and he pulls away. You can see the fingers sort of like extending. You can see Auric's hand extending. They become this like amalgam of three people's power. Sloane, would you like to do anything?
I am a black hole.
Yeah. Can I go and try and pull them apart?
Sure. I want you to make a strength check and a wisdom save as you touch them.
Okay, what do you want first? The strength, the strength check or the wisdom save?
Strength, wisdom save first to grab them and not be affected, and then a strength check to pull them apart.
Oh, that's a 6 for the wisdom save. But he's my best friend. Do I get advantage?
One of us.
Laura.
There is only Auric.
I'll give you advantage because he's your best friend, yes.
Thanks.
Yeah, power of
Yay,
friendship.
power of friendship.
Was a 5.
Rolls a 17.
Okay. You grab on, you feel yourself start sinking, you're like, no, for Auric.
No.
And you start pulling them apart. Make a strength check. Are you raging or not against this?
Yeah, I am raging.
So advantage.
Please don't rip our heads off, Sloane. Please don't rip our heads off.
22.
Okay. You grab Saros and Auric and you fling them apart. As they come apart, the entire thing just poof, and the room shakes. All the magic stays like stuck, frozen to the roof. It's like frozen in time eternally. But you're all just now separated on the floor, panting, exhausted. That rending the veil one is great.
What were you thinking? This is way too much. No. You were sinking into each other.
Bad idea.
Yes, it was a terrible idea.
Did the
Is the
spell
barrier
work?
still intact?
And Auric will just point at that and say, to live another day.
Right? He's like, you all should run now. We will stay and stop it as long as possible, but I will be following shortly.
No. You must come down this hole at the end of it, and I will sink this tunnel.
Okay. The Legionnaires will stay. They can hold it at least a little bit, and
They will be trapped behind.
they know their jobs.
It's good enough for me.
All right. You guys start running as fast as you can through the darkness. Are you all staying behind Henri, or are you going to sort of start outpacing him?
I'm staying in line with him. I don't want any more people to die.
I feel
I don't know
like I've
about you
already found a
guys.
new group of best friends somewhere. I've run down this tunnel. I've been going full tabaxi speed for,
Yeah.
25 seconds.
Okay. Can I get you to make a dexterity save, please, Leaf, as the tremors are set off from the explosion?
Yes. It's 14.
Okay, as you're running, you sort of like stumble, roll, come up. You take 1d6 damage from the fall. Nothing much. You take 4 points of damage. You get to, because you're well ahead of everyone else, you get to this fork. There's 3 tunnels ahead of you. What would you like to do?
Am I in control of myself?
You are now. You're far enough away.
Oh, okay. Then I wait.
Okay.
I would go back if I'm not perpetually afraid of winged Auric.
Okay. You start hearing them running down the hallway behind you. They're
As soon
coming
as
after
I'm
you.
far enough in the tunnel, Auric will turn around, sort of face a panic from all that experience, and I will gravity fissure the tunnel to
Okay.
bring it all down and collapse it.
Make an Arcana check for me, just to fight against the walls. And I'm going to need a D100 from you, Mike, as well.
Okay.
Find out how many friends you find in the tunnels.
I'm gonna
43.
use my hero. I'm gonna use my hero point to automatically succeed on this Arcana check.
Okay. I'm going to send you a thing after the game. This is like a effect of, I guess, your like the trauma, all these like mind-breaking things you've been going through lately. Okay. All right. Your Arcana check was what there, Auric?
I use my hero point to succeed.
Oh, okay, cool. So you sit there and you just sort of get the last of this power that's like flowing through, and you just rip the walls asunder with a gravity fissure, and it all just starts collapsing. You all get to the. It does shake more than just that, though. So you get to the tunnels back to where Leaf is, and one of them on the left is collapsed, and Henry's like, no, that was the way. That was where we were meant to go. What have you done? I don't know the other paths. I've only been down here once. We walked it once. It was left, then right, then straight through the center. I don't know where to go anymore.
Hold on. I'm going
No,
through
we
spells.
don't have hold on. We have to go now.
That's Shelby saying I'm going through spells.
All right, I'm gonna give you guys literally 20 seconds every time there's like this is a skill challenge now. You're gonna snappy, or it's just gonna be like I will tell you a roll to make, and you'll be at disadvantage for it.
Can I?
Where does this end up? Are we going above ground or deeper below?
Deeper below, we should be. There's a drop off point where we jump into the underground river, and it takes us to the bay.
Well, if your guess is as good as mine, let's just go this way.
Okay, so you just choose a direction and run.
Can I make a perception check to see if I can hear running water down
Sure.
either of the paths?
Go.
Can I
yeah,
start
yeah.
moving some of the rocks?
You can. It's probably too many.
Can I use telekinesis to help that?
16.
16. You can't hear the water, but you hear the faintest whistling of air down the rightmost passage.
That's the
Yeah, I point that out. I say, but you can hear a little ear down that way, but if we're not going up, I see we're more
Question:
likely
I
to
don't
go
suppose
down.
Wall of Stone can be used to move.
No.
Down.
So, left or right passage, guys? You got not much time.
Left.
Left. Okay. Left passage. You see, you say left. Henry's like, "Oh, okay," and starts heading down there with you. You're moving through the dark. The guy at the front has normal human eyesight. Is there anyone casting any spells to gain light?
I will cast light.
There we go.
cast dancing lights.
Okay, so you're just keeping it ahead of him the entire time? All right, so as you're running, you find that he just all of a sudden like sort of yelps and jumps. This like blind gorge, this narrow thing that you couldn't see. There's just a big fissure in the ground. Can I get everyone to make acrobatics checks to clear it?
Uh, 14.
12.
15.
8.
Okay. Leaf, you jump and you just land on the edge and you start leaning back. And then Relia, you jump and don't quite make it. And you end up grabbing onto Leaf's shoulder and pulling him into the sling.
No!
Can I get a dexterity save from either Sloan or... Let me who the next highest one. Oh wait, Sloan, you got a 15? Yep. So Sloan or Auric, if you want to try to stop them from falling.
What do you have? Sloan, what do you have?
+4 for a dex.
Yeah, you go for it. You go for it.
Big muscly one.
Yeah. 15.
15? Okay. You grab onto Leaf and you sort of stop him from falling. You grab onto his arm, but you hear his clothes down his back start tearing as really as like her weight is ripping through. Or if you want to dive her, you can, making either an acro or a dex save.
I will do that, and I'm going to do a acro check.
Yep.
All right. And I'm gonna, if you allow it, I'll give myself bardic inspiration for this. Or is it too quick?
Probably
too quick?
not,
Too quick?
as you're just
Yeah,
diving through the air like you had.
You can do it!
no problem.
Roll 17. So as she like it rips and goes, you grab her and her body just slams against the side. She takes 1d6 points of damage, and then with Sarah's help, you both pull over the edge, and you start in the distance hearing that dull thudding as it's through to the second door trying to break through.
You want me to roll that 1d6?
No, I'm doing it right now. You
Oh.
take 6 points of damage.
God damn it. Of course you roll max.
Right. So you'll get up, take a second, and start running again. You're actually kind of heading slightly upwards at the moment, and the passage starts to get really, really narrow. Everyone else gets through just fine because you're not very big. However, Sloan, this passage is a little too tight for you.
Uh-oh. Am I
How would you
stuck?
like to overcome this? Yeah, you get like you move through and then you sort of pop your shoulder through and then your rib cage is stuck and your shoulders are stuck. You actually can't move right now.
I'm stuck. I'm stuck. I would like to.
Anyone else can help as well.
Can I cast Enlarge or Reduce on Sloan?
You can.
Pocket
Sloan.
Sloan.
Packet Sloan.
So
Cast Enlarge or Reduce to make her smaller.
you grab you point your staff at her and you just throw some powdered iron at her and she just shrinks. She's just not this little.
My light little.
I think you're like 4 feet tall because you become the small size, right?
It's half by all dimensions.
Yeah.
In
so
all
you go from, like,
dimensions.
6.5 feet to like 3 feet tall, and just your little stumpy legs running along behind. All
It
right,
was like this.
as you all start
sorry.
running
She
away.
turns into a beer like that. It'd be so cute.
That was
Within the
way
time.
better than my idea. Leaf is like
that
putting away
person
a flask
still-
of oil.
Is that person still leading us who can't see? Because I wanted to cast Dark Vision on him.
Now you got light right now, so it's fine.
Okay.
Right, so you sort of tumble through this bit, and you all run through, and then it just drops down sharply, and it's all like this loose rock and stone. So your choice of how you want to try to like ride this down is maybe like a 45-50 degree angle. I'm gonna go through it quickly, and you're gonna have a few seconds. I'm just gonna make you do a dex save. Sloan, how you gonna do it?
I want to like plant my hand as into the stone, I guess, and kind of try and slide my way down.
Okay, make
gonna
a
hurt.
strength save, please.
Yeah. Strength save. You got it.
Is it disadvantage because you're a baby?
Aww. Baby Sloan.
Sorry, Sloan.
It's okay.
How far down is it?
17.
It's like 150 feet just down. So
Who's the closest person to me? Sorry.
just one sec. So you start sliding down. You're moving slower than everyone else, but all the fingernails in that hand tear straight off, and you start kind of feeling like this grinding on the bones of your fingertip as all the.
I got a bad idea.
All right, I'm gonna go. Since you seem to
Tell
have
me
an
that
idea,
description is over, please.
Saros. So not Saros. Auric. What do you want to do next? You are right next to Relia, I think, because you caught her before.
All right. This would cause another wild magic surge, so it's probably not a good idea, actually.
Sure.
Just do it.
Just do it.
It's a fantastic
All right.
idea.
Honestly, anytime Kieran says do it, I will do it.
Kieran!
Bad idea.
I grab.
It's a bad idea.
I
Never
grab.
listen to me.
You know how this works. Now, if you tell me to do it, I do it. I grab Aurelia's arm and I cast Dimension Door down to the bottom.
Oh,
Nice.
Jesus. Okay.
All right.
You're just folding space time, I guess.
Exactly. I just want to shrink time and just move me and her through that wormhole.
Yeah. Okay. Make an Arcana. You've never done this one as well, so the DC is.
Nope. This is a
super
big
high.
old boy.
Right.
Fireball, 9 of them, right on you.
That's
Dimension
pretty
Door's a level
good.
4 spell, right?
It's a 4th level.
Yeah, you fail by 1. Okay, so.
By
Can
one?
can I use my reaction to reroll? No, it was an 18. I'm not gonna get much better.
Yeah. So, okay. Roll me a D100.
Sure. I will not
Well, we're
stop
gonna go
until...
back to Avernus.
You know what? Everyone said last season Orc doesn't do enough experiments. Well, here we go.
Who was saying that? Give me names. I want names.
Oh, good God.
You're gonna
Okay.
get a strong.
Didn't you already roll a
letter.
17?
As you grab her and throw your hand out to cast the spell, there's an explosion as your power, your level 4 spell, explodes in front of you. Everyone who is close to you, which is really everyone, is thrown 3d10 meters, which is tripled into feet.
See, I'm throwing them down there.
So, Sloane's already sliding. She's clear, right? But you and Shelby go back down the corridor.
Oh
Does
no!
the spell not go off?
No.
Damn it.
Failed by 1. You had everyone else's help before, which pushed you well above the limit.
It's okay, I'll cast it again. I won't.
Leaf, what would you be doing right now? Because I'm going to say you're faster than these guys. You'd actually be ahead.
So Leaf would run and just with that sort of tabaxi agility climb speed, run down. And then halfway down, I want him to jump and spin and shoot the crossbow with the rope attached to it. Back up the hallway and try and shoot it into something to give everybody a rope to kind of slide down to help them. After watching all of Sloane's fingernails, like...
Leaf!
Make an attack roll and players that are run, or that's happening.
What?
Make an attack
Man, if
roll
I only
and
waited
pray it's
4
not a 1,
seconds.
or that's what's going to happen.
Literally 4 seconds.
Okay.
You're shooting into good old Saros.
Oh, then pulling him
Oh,
down.
it's a 2!
That's so close. That's so close. All right.
14.
So you go running down, and you just kind of like grapple onto the wall, like sort of like aliens, just like running down the wall, and then you just like jump and leap off. And would you call out to Saros that you're doing this, like as you're halfway down in the air, like shooting the crossbow?
No,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
know he's gonna do it. He's
Yeah.
always trying to do things that look
I wink
super
at
cool.
Saros before I do it. He knows this is Leaf's territory.
You fire and up, smacks into the roof, like, and you feel it like whiz through your, I was gonna say hair, just like whiz above your ear, like into the roof. Are you gonna try to use this to like slide down, Saros?
Yeah, I mean, I was gonna surfboard down on the shield I just stole, but this is a way better idea. So,
Dude, you can do both. It's just a guideline right now.
well,
I was thinking
then
it
there
would
we
be
go.
something to like help people. Yeah.
Yeah, so you can make an acrobatics with advantage because you've got Leaf's help. 23. You kind of go sailing past Sloane, who's like, just like, the whole way down. And you're just like, fine.
And I imagine that she, like, when she realizes her fingernails are off, she just goes, and then starts tumbling head over heel.
You, Mike, are going to take a little bit of damage because you've jumped quite a ways down.
Yeah. It's the price I pay.
You take 10 points of damage as you sort of land and roll, and it's like a stalactite. You kind of roll past it, and you just kind of pull your thing taut around it, so it's taut the whole way, and he comes sliding down. Sloane, you're probably too short to reach this right now, so you just tumble. You're going to take a bit more damage. Go double that.
Sorry, Sloan. I was trying to help.
I saw a lot of
it's fine.
D6s.
It's fine.
29 points of bludgeoning as you just tumble
Oh,
the whole
can
way
I
down.
be mad? Can I be raging? Because I hurt my hand and I'm mad.
You can be raging
got
at the
turned
bottom
into a kid.
afterwards. Okay.
Damn it.
So
The tiny rage tumble is just the like
Tiny rage
rolling.
Relia, you're the first one up after the explosion. What do you want to do to get down this?
How far away is that rope?
It is about 50 feet away.
Well, I'm speedy with a level of 35, so I'm just gonna. I want to get Oric up, like just grab his wrist and just start fucking running towards it. I'm used to going around difficult terrain, so hopefully we don't take a tumble.
Okay, so you are going to use half your movement to get him up, and then you're going to
Start
half your movement to
dragging.
go up. You can dash, and you'd be right at the edge of it, and your next turn you could be there. Or if you've been assisted up, so your full turn would take you right, like you can now, you're not at the edge of it because it's 50 feet away, but you can kind of see down a little bit. Do you want to try a spell again, or are you just going to...
What do you think, Kieran?
do it?
Don't give Karen this
Don't
power.
know.
Do it.
It's, no.
Like muted Karen.
I will listen to
would-
none of you but Kieran.
What
I
would
think
Oric
maybe
do?
you've learned your lesson for this part of the skill check.
Oh Lord.
You know, definitely the next part. You spell your way out of this whole dungeon.
All right, yeah, I won't use the spell then.
Okay, so how do you guys want to get down? So Shelby's using the rope. What are you using?
For the record,
Oh,
I'd let him use the rope first. For the record.
Yeah, honestly, I don't have anything else. I'd use the rope as well.
Okay. Make acrobatics with No, you don't have a shield to slide down. Just acrobatics.
I would, though, if we have a second to do it, I would give me and Shelby, or I guess I probably only do it once. Bardic Inspiration, I'd give it to Raylia.
Yep. Okay, go for it. So both make acrobatics checks.
So you can add an extra d6 to this if you need to, Raylia.
Yay.
Jesus. Okay, you make it to the bottom, and you can now hear running water in the distance. And as you're running forward, there is just this gorge just drop like hundreds of feet down. And you can see that it's pretty much a sheer drop, but there's a bit of rocks at the edge of it before you actually get into the river. So this is going to be an athletics check to jump that.
I guess we're jumping. I don't have anything to fix that.
Is that from
So-
everybody?
Mm-hmm. At this point,
Okay.
you kind of, as you're running slow, you're just like, whoop, 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 you know, Super Mario style.
I'm still kind of like rage crying over my hand.
All right.
Um,
I want athletics checks from everybody unless you have a very good reason to use something else.
Can I cast Death Ward on myself?
You can.
Just in case I impale myself on these rocks and do
I'm gonna give
maximum fall
myself my
damage?
last Bardic Inspiration for this.
Right. Athletics. Oh boy.
21.
Okay. Put your hand up if you got less than 13.
I got a 13.
It's not less than 13. You get to the edge and it's still sort of loose stone. And as you go to jump, you slip, and your shin hits the edge as you kind of topple over, and you just tumble down the rock face.
Hey, can I try and catch her?
You're first. She's last. Well, you're.
Yeah,
you're
I did
second.
say I let
Chrono
Oracle
shift.
go.
I'll use chrono shift to give her a reroll.
Go for it.
All right,
Nice.
so
You sort of
get
hear
a
her
reroll.
yelp, and you just like point back at her, and your eye glows, and you go from like off the edge to whoop, back on the edge, and you just go off the edge again.
Would I be allowed to use one more chrono shift?
You know what? I'll allow it.
Okay, I'll use another chrono shift. So I imagine I reverse time, and then she immediately falls back off. And I'm like, God,
Damn it.
damn it.
And you're like,
You got that
a little bit
vertical
further.
inspiration you can
It's
have.
destiny.
That's a 4.
Oh my god!
Do all of your other timelines suck?
Shelby, you have, but no, you rolled a 6. All right.
Starting inspiration's not gonna help me
Not
here.
gonna help. No.
Can I have dived towards the back after the first time she fell? So by the time she fell again, I was there to try and catch her.
No. You are off the edge, and you're like, I'm gonna make it, and you hear, ah. You're like, she ain't gonna make it. Like she's just tumbling.
Yeah, and she has to use that roll too for chrono.
Make
shift.
a dex save. Really?
Me?
Yeah.
It's like she slips on the rocks and falls. She goes back, slips on the rocks
Oh
and falls. She goes
my
back, slips on the rocks,
God.
smashes
You
her
need new
face on the
digital
floor,
dice.
and then falls.
No, this is because I just played a game where I rolled 7 crits in a row. The dice karma is just
So
coming back.
it's pretty much be like, whoa, and she's
Yeah.
falling, and then you see this like it's like underground like plant root thing sticking out of the wall, and you go to grab it, and it just kind of slips through your fingers. You failed again. Do you have anything at all which can save you, Relia? Any spells, anything? I'm gonna give you
I don't have Featherfall prepared, so no.
nothing at all.
I am positive I have nothing at all. I don't
Okay.
think Skyride's gonna help me. Longstrider ain't gonna do anything. I can't revivify myself if I'm dead.
We don't have any diamonds. Oh, yeah, I can heal you.
And I used both my 3rd and 4th level spell slots.
No, this won't work.
And
I was gonna jump after her, try to grab her hand, and use Dimension Door. But
Good.
that
All
won't
right.
work.
If you guys
Right.
have nothing at all which can help,
I might.
Wait. Oh, go ahead, Leaf.
Can I activate my devil arm and use the fire lash? I know it will still hurt her.
you can.
It would pull her
That's-
10 feet away from the wall.
Okay. Yes. Do that. Make an attack roll against her AC.
Okay. What is the stat on this thing?
Yeah, if this doesn't work, I have one other thing that I can try to do.
Please don't revive my time again.
Because I can phase step down and then cast Dimension Door. It might kill us all, but I'll save her.
But AC is not high. You just need to.
Okay. I'm just gonna have to take away something from. Oh, there we go. Yeah.
Oh!
That.
Oh!
Okay.
You
Hell
look
yeah!
out at her, and you pull her, and what you effectively do is you end up switching spots, right? But you've got your momentum is carrying you to like upwards towards the wall. So make me an acrobatics, and you can have advantage because you got a crit.
Okay. Well, that's a 21.
That passes anyway.
Okay.
So you pull up to the wall, you plant all your feet, and you push off, and you just like hit the midsection of Relia and just like dive her into the water, where this fast flowing underground river is just throwing you very quickly through these underground tunnels. So you plunge into the water, is icy cold. The air is knocked out of your lungs, and you find yourself bouncing from rocks. Can I get everyone to make a dex save to dodge rocks as they're tumbling, and then athletics to try to swim?
Really? Now I roll okay?
Okay, my deck save was in 7?
Okay.
What?
That seems about right.
Oh.
All right, anyone that got under 13 is taking 3d6 bludgeoning.
On which one? The dex or the
dex.
acrobatics?
For the dex. And then
I'm raging.
anyone now you can be.
Yeah.
And then anyone that got above 13 on their athletics is swimming with the current now and dodging things. You've kind of like got control of yourself.
So if I got
under
a 13, I'm gonna get hit.
Is it you said athletics?
Athletics, yep.
Okay.
So
The DC was 13 for both saves, right?
yeah,
Yeah, okay.
So with a 13, do you succeed or
Yeah.
fail? Okay, cool.
you pass. So
24.
Sloan passes, Auric passes, Saros looks like he's failed, Leaf has failed, Relia has failed. Okay, so
Sloan doesn't know how to swim.
you just
And I'm the weakest member of the party.
and you're just like floating on with your lungs.
Yeah.
There.
Just jumped off a cliff. It's well, we need a minute to collect ourselves.
Yeah.
I
so
imagine Oryx got her arm and being like, all right, now you need to paddle. You need to paddle.
I don't know what that means.
You're tumbling down and you see Auric and Sloan, like there's two paths ahead and you guys kind of can see like there's you can hear like waves crashing down one side of it. So you guys sort of like lean to the side and down that. The others who have lost control all go right. And you are separated underground now, so you cannot help each other.
Oh
Perfect.
no.
Perfect.
So who's separated?
Everyone that failed is on the right, which is Leaf, Auric, and Relia. No, Leaf, Saros, and
No,
Relia.
Oryx with me.
Auric and
What
Sloan
happened
are on the left.
to Hunty McShooter Hulk?
He's coming.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
I was
man, I lost
curious
so
what-
many
what
good
side he went.
spells that could have helped here.
So, you guys, Auric and Sloan, you kind of, the current is pretty strong, but it slows down a bit. You find yourself getting dragged under for a little bit, just a little bit. You swim up, and you kind of heading towards this like light at the end of the tunnel. The rest of you, find yourself dragged underwater. Can I get con saves, please?
Oh.
I thought
And the
about
current
gravity
is
sinkhole
picking up,
pulling
picking
them
up,
to
picking
us.
up, going faster and faster and faster. You're kind of like banging off walls of things. You find.
Oh, Saros.
Okay, so
I mean,
you
Saros
sort
is
of,
covered in wounds and he just slammed into a bunch of water. Like his skin is on fire
know.
right now.
so you are sitting there and you're smashing off walls and you're bouncing off things. It's pitch black and dark, and the current like you try to grab one thing, it's just slick. You can't stop yourself. You end up shooting out. You sort of like you know when like you take a really deep breath and like your lungs almost fill to bursting. It's that because you kind of come for air and back under, and it's this constant. You never really get a second to stop. You guys come out at the bottom of the bay, and you can just see the light up above you as you sort of start like floating to the surface. So at about the same point as Sloan and Auric sort of gently come out of this tunnel into this bright light outside. Sunlight stabbing down your eyes. You're kind of blinded for a moment, and your vision clears up. You can see like a shale coast and the city in the distance. You're about 500 feet from part of the shoreline you can get out. You then just see these bubbles come up, and the other three like a mile out into the bay as they've just been shot out underwater.
What do we do? Do we go get them? I can't swim. Yeah, I should take that again. I can't swim.
There's nothing we can do.
This has been about 30 minutes of just like running through corridors, being dragged through the water.
Can I
And
try to hold Saros up in the water, since I know he's you know, he was a cut up boy, and he just that was a lot of bashing against
I-
rocks.
Critically failed that check just then.
I know.
Okay.
So you have a level of exhaustion right now.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah, I definitely want to like throw one of Saras's arms over my
Can
shoulder.
I
to help
get
keep him
all
up.
of you just to make athletics checks to swim to the shore, please?
Kieran, can I cast Dimension Door now? It's just two of
No!
us.
No!
I'm trying not to have everybody drown at the moment.
I know, well, not you guys. It'd just be me and
I mean, I'm already kind of drowning.
All right.
Athletics to swim to the
I am
shore.
holding you up.
Disadvantage.
Doing what I can.
That's another critical fail.
Natural 20.
It's the only way I'll get better at these spells if I use them.
Okay,
Oof.
so
Oh, sorrows.
Saros,
What
you've
the
got 2 weeks to swim. You're just kind of floating on your back, and like even that, like you bob underwater, but you come up, and it's more like Aurelia is dragging you. Aurelia, what did you get? 10. So it's gonna take you quite some time to get to shore. It takes you pretty much Auric, Sloan, and Leaf. I mean, Leaf, I imagine you would be helping your friend as well, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So Auric and Sloan get to the stables and start like looking at the horses. And maybe 15 minutes later, the others wash up on shore, panting and weak. And then there's this sort of angry, raw noise echo out from one of the tunnels. And you all look back as this figure is swimming full speed towards you all. He's come out of the same tunnel that Sloan came out of. And he's moving very quickly.
No, you can cast those spells.
Horses.
Did I hear that correctly, Kieran?
yeah.
Say it again for him, because I don't think he caught it.
Now you can cast those spells.
Oh, I can temporal shut now? Or, what? It's not useful now. It's only 2 of us I could take with the dimension door.
Question. Is there a full-size tree just anywhere near us?
Not on the beach, no.
Are you serious? Okay, I can't transport us anywhere.
We're still, like,
So I'm
in a
gonna run and
cave.
start getting a horse.
Oh, how far away is he?
How far away is he? He's about 400 feet.
Shit, never mind. I can't do anything. It's too far.
Can I go and
Animal handling.
lend my muscles?
I was gonna cast a wall of force and put him in a little sphere.
Hamster ball.
Who is animal handling the horses right now, trying to get
Me.
them ready? You guys aren't
Okay.
even there yet. You're still like panting on the shore. So it's out of
Damn
Sloan
it.
and Auric.
Oh,
Well, I'm
I'll do.
not-
I'll do. I'll go.
I'm
for
not
it,
good
yeah.
at that. I'm
Okay,
not
you
good.
start doing that. Sloan, are you going to run off and try to help them up?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you guys can move at your normal speed, so 30 feet, as you're trying to get to the things.
30.
Auric, that's 11. An 11. So you try to like undo the thing, and it's just like pulling against you, and you're like, "That fucking horse, come on!" And it's just you sort of like get one out the front, and you like wrap its reins around a pole so it's not going to run off, and you're going to get the next one. There are about 15 horses here, and Henry's not here.
That's what I was just gonna ask. Is where's Henry? Damn it.
So make another animal handling check.
Can I look
so
back
close
at the
to-
bay to see if I can see
Even worse.
any
10.
signs of Henry?
Can't see him at all. He wasn't there when you jumped into the water. He failed to check at some point, and he was just behind you and disappeared.
You fell in the pit.
I
So
thought I was keeping in step with him.
you almost fell off a thing. You kind of got distracted. Right. So at this point, you all kind of arrive at the stables to see Auric like arguing with a horse.
I don't understand why you won't listen to me. This is an emergency.
Can I push Auric aside and start talking to the horse? Because
Gotta
speech of
use
the wood is
food.
great.
Okay. Anyone else who wants to do an animal handling check?
Yeah.
If you're going to speak with animals, anyone, you can do this like with advantage.
29. I'm still really upset over
Are
Chestnut
you
Smoky.
serious?
So do you use animal handling? What do you say? So do you speak with animals when you do this?
Yeah, because speech of the woods lets me talk to just beasts.
Okay, so what do you say to it?
I'm trying to say this. We've got to go. We got to go. We got to go. Just, time to ride out. It's time to go.
This horse like, who the fuck are you?
Don't get that. He's right. I'm exhausted.
And then, you so you do that disadvantage? Not
28.
disadvantage.
Well, no, because you had it. I thought you had advantage to make the check.
No, so that's fine. It's just ignoring you as you kind of been like, this, but you come along and you hold out like some of your kind of wet rations, and it's just like, oh, he knows what's about, and like has a mouthful of
apples
you,
where we're going. Let's go.
and then,
Let's go.
and it starts moving out. You get a few horses out, and as it's coming out, you just see this figure running full speed at you. You've got 4 horses out. There are 5 of you. Who's going in for the last horse?
I can run. Maybe.
I'll cast.
Can I?
Speak
It
with
is moving
animals.
faster than you can run, Sloan.
Can I cast a wall of stone?
Go.
To
Yeah,
throw
sure. Wall of
something
stone
up.
goes up.
Is he within 120 feet?
He's about to be.
Temporal shunt.
So he goes away for a round, right?
Yeah, but he can succeed for it.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Actually, no. Kieran, can I do it? Can I do something?
Oh my god!
Sure. Yeah.
All right, I want to use my last 5th level to do a wall of force to try to contain him within his sphere of the wall of
How
force.
big?
It says
How
I
big
can.
is sphere? Because there's actually a spell for spheres. I think you can make a dome.
No, it says that you can form it into a hemispheric dome or a sphere with a radius up to 10 feet.
Okay.
Yeah.
How long does it last? 10 minutes.
10 minutes, yeah.
Okay. Is there any save or anything against this?
No.
Fucking wizards. All right. So, he's in the sphere, and you.
Still has to cast it though, doesn't he?
Oh, you do. Arcana check, please.
Yes.
What level
But
is
it's
the spell?
not. It is a 5th level.
Okay.
Goodbye, horses.
It's the second time I've cast it though, so I'm a little.
I know
better.
you get a
I'm
slightly
kind of
better.
hoping
but
maybe
it's
Okay,
he
still-
kills
just
all
double
the other
check.
horses
Double
as
check.
well, just in case. Or
Oh,
turns them
these
into, like,
horses are done
frogs.
for. This wild magic surge is going to turn all these horses into potted plants.
27.
Can you imagine?
Roll a D100.
Yeah, I figured
Yeah,
that
Lord
was.
Almighty.
You had a lot of help last time. Is all.
Yeah, I know. D1.
Should have just given you that 4th level spell slot.
so much wild magic.
67.
67. Well,
I mean, it's a good one. It's a good use of it.
Yeah,
You never know,
we have a
maybe the wild magic
rampaging
will
machine
be
coming
good.
towards us. Maybe the little bit of, maybe a lot of bit, but maybe the lot of bit of damage we're gonna take right now, or the psychological trauma won't kill us.
Reality buckles around you, and an area radiating out of 100 feet is sundered. Solid objects alternately rot, burn, and freeze. Everyone and everything in the area takes 4d10 damage.
Bye, horses.
What did
Well,
you do?
never mind. Maybe I did get us killed then.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man, looks like we got a fight now.
Lord
Well,
Almighty.
guess what? This was Kieran's fault because he gave you permission.
No,
Yeah,
no,
I mean,
no.
it's my fault. It's
Yeah.
my fault.
It's 100% Sean's fault.
Okay.
It's 100% Sean and
Hey,
Kieran.
I'm trying to keep a juggernaut from killing us.
Okay.
By asking Kieran what to do.
So you all just start getting like just slashes across your skin, bleeding. 26 points of damage.
I'm raging.
I will say, I'm gonna roll I'll be nice and I'll roll a save for each horse. You guys don't get saves. You're right next to him. 1, 2, 3, 4.
They have modifiers.
So well.
Okay.
Oh,
3 horses die. Kieran, go get more horses.
God damn it! It's gonna take 10 minutes for him to get horses.
I don't want to alarm anyone, but Relia is very, very bloodied now.
I am alarmed.
All right. So it does take you about 10 minutes to get the horse, and now they're really shaken. The building is like
God.
kind of collapsing, parts of it are on fire. The ground is frozen, but all the food is rotting. All your food, all your rations are gone as well. They're like rotted on you. This is horrific. And as you all jump into the saddles, you hear the back part of the stables explode as madness just runs straight through it. Animal handling checks to ride away.
Oh no, I'm not good at these at all.
I don't suppose I could speech the
At
woods
all.
to gain advantage.
Nope.
Can I temporal shunt him now?
You can't see him right now. It's just dust and shit everywhere.
Okay.
Oh, 18.
29.
Oh,
Clara.
Kieran!
You rolled a critical fail and you still beat me.
Oh my god.
For the record, though, I'm not riding out until everybody else has. I'm not leaving people behind.
Okay. So, this is what happens. Madness runs in and just shoulder barges your horse, shattering its ribs, knocking it onto the side, knocking you onto the floor.
Oh.
Aurelia, who refused to run, it just grabs the saddle and just rips it off, dumping you to the ground. Now, do any of you have any way to stop what's about to happen?
Can I, my bear?
Now you can temporal shunt, by the way. He's in full view. He's like come out of the dust and
I
stuff.
mean, I could run up to him and sacrifice myself and dimension door me and him out of there.
No, no,
Temporal
no,
shunt.
no.
Temporal shunt the man, please.
Okay.
Or we're rolling for initiatives. Up to you.
Don't, no.
I'll temporal shunt him.
What's the save?
18. It's a wisdom save.
You know
If this
what?
fails, I'm gonna fucking take this guy into the ocean.
I got nothing.
This fails, I'm gonna take
None
this
of
guy
my
to the
spells
ocean.
are good at this kind of stuff.
Let's see what he does with his wisdom save.
I like to use. No, I can't because that's the reaction also. And I don't.
25.
Uh,
Oh, you sort of sit there and
My
he
God.
like flickers for a second and he just glares at you, Auric.
Can I sleight of hand a lasso?
Let's roll for initiative.
Oh God.
Uh-oh.
Let me start a combat. Oh, there's still
Combat
one going.
music.
End combat.
Yeah, we needed
Yes.
to end that combat.
And then I will start a combat. And then I will hit this. Why did that not work?
Oh, fuck. 20.
Nice.
Initiative.
Nice. Good initiatives, everybody.
No,
Oh,
well, this
it's
is where
advantage.
Madness is gonna get a plus 20.
One,
Yeah, all right.
1 second, everyone.
Well done. Wow.
I'm taking this fuck out into the ocean.
Wow.
29, 25,
You beat
22,
me.
21.
26.
I have a plus 10 to my initiative. I get to add Dex and my intelligence modifier.
I also have a plus 10.
Amazing.
Oh my god, and Madness got the last initiative.
Alrighty, everyone. We will do one round of combat and see how it goes, and then we'll probably be ending the session. So, who is first? Auric. We're not
Auric.
using a battle map, guys. Just theater of mind. Auric, what are you doing?
Fuck.
I don't think that's gonna work.
No,
There's
it's
a few
not.
rolls. We have to fade to black.
No, I'm not. Gonna do this.
I don't know if we can theater the mind of that one.
Fuck.
That's
Okay,
the only way. We're doing it. It's not a battle map for that.
Jesus Christ. Okay. I will try to use. I mean, I guess we're just doing battle, so I'm just gonna cast a gravity fissure at 7th level to try to pull him back away from us.
Okay. What's the save on it?
It's another 18. It's a con save this time, which I'm sure he has a plus 22.
25.
Yeah. Okay. So he's strong enough to withstand a black hole, and
What's the
shit?
What's the damage?
Oh, that's right. He will take half damage. Okay, so that is.
Is Gravity Fissure an AoE?
It is, but I'm hoping I can place it where it doesn't suck you all into it. Also.
Well, because I'm assuming where he threw me down, I'm like right at his feet. So,
I mean, I wouldn't cast it if it was going to. I can cast.
I'll say that you both got knocked back, and this only affects him. So how much damage is it?
Okay.
All right, it's 8d10.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I did not do this all right.
It's all right. Just hit the
Yeah,
D10
I'll just do the actual D10 roll. 30, so 15 would be how much damage it
15
takes half.
points of damage. Okay. He sort of like just grunts a little bit and looks at you. Next up is Sloane.
Okay. Is my rage still up? Or do I need to rage again? Since we entered
You
combat.
need to rage again.
All right. I rage again. And then I will I'm going to close the distance between me and Madness, and I'm going to recklessly attack this guy. And because I have my sticky note, great weapon master.
Okay. Make your attack.
Mm-hmm. That is, woo! Natural 20 minus 5, which is 24.
Mm-hmm.
Does that hit?
It does.
Oh, and I got a crit. That means something, right? What does that mean?
You roll extra damage.
Yes.
Let me just double check something.
Uh-oh.
I mean, you keep doing your thing. I'll double check.
Okay. All right. I can make one melee. Oh, I already used my bonus action though. All right. So now I need to do damage. Oh.
Okay. So.
22.
Sorry about this.
No, you're not.
You swing in and it hits his chest and just stops. And he just looks down at it. Then back up at you. It does nothing to him.
Seriously?
You hit, but he seems to be immune to that damage.
What can I do in this fight? That's all I can do.
We're supposed to run.
He raises a fist as a legendary action, since I don't believe you have anything left you can do.
No.
And slams it on the ground. Everyone must make a strength saving throw. I'm just going to outright tell you the DC, so if you don't think you can make it, you don't even have to roll. 27.
I can't make that. I can't make that.
I'm going.
Negative
No,
one.
sir.
Okay.
If
I have
you're
a
a
negative one as
ranger,
well.
you might be able to with your proficiency. If you're a
I can. I should be
barbarian.
able to. Yeah, I should be. I can try. Nope, not with that roll.
All right, everyone is knocked prone from the tremor that's sent out as he hits the ground.
I already was, so that's fine.
Yeah. It just
So we
knocks
knocked
you
off
down.
their
That's all it
horses
does. All right, Leaf, you're up. Well, you're down, but you're up.
Horses?
Yeah, those of us on horses are we knocked off of them?
You know what? I will half the DC for the people on the horses because the horses wouldn't fall as easily being.
So that would be a 13 or 14 then?
14.
Oh well, we could potentially succeed on those.
Nope. I'm still. I fall off the horse. I
So you
suppose.
fall off the
I
horse.
also
You fall off the horse. And Sloane was off the horse. Okay, so everyone's on the ground. So now from the ground, what would you like to do?
Yeah, I will stand up and I want to sleight of hand try to tie a lasso real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Would that be my action?
I'll let you know what you're a rogue, and while you're not, I think, the right type for it, I'll say you can like cunning action, like just like, you know, you've lassoed a god before. I think making one just is pretty easy.
Yeah, not after a god this time. So I rolled a 2, but it's a 17.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll allow that just to make the lasso. Yeah.
And then I guess I'm gonna try to get back on my horse.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna try to lasso Saros's feet.
Sure. Make an attack roll. Against, and I'll count as like a whip, so it'll be a dex weapon. Against Saros's AC.
Okay. So the same as my dagger.
Yep.
So 19.
Does 19 hit Saros? You're muted, buddy.
That hits. Sorry, even with the shield, that would hit.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, all right, you get it deftly around his feet, but that is your turn done because you would have got up mounted. So yeah. All right. Next up is Relia.
Okay. I want to cast something. I don't know what. Actually,
I'm going to set the timer for you because you've had
can I
time to...
cast reduce it on him?
What's the save when you're doing it against someone?
I believe it is just my spell save DC, which is 18.
Okay. What?
And it is a It is a Constitution save.
So I think he gets like a plus 20.
Yeah.
19. So once again, this energy crackles around it, and it just nothing happens.
Okay,
Would you like to
well,
stand up and try to mount your horse?
Yes. Where is Saros in relation to me? How close?
He's on the other side of the creature, maybe 20 feet away.
Hogtied.
Hogtied as well. You can see what what Leaf is doing.
Okay. No, I don't want to mount my horse. I want to make sure Saros doesn't become the next target. So I'm going to move to where Saros is.
Okay. You move to Saros. Saros, it's your turn.
Saros looks down at the lasso around his feet and just goes, "Oh, I hate this idea," and points up, like laying on his back, just looks up at Madness and points at him. And charisma saving throw. DC 18.
This is 36.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I hate this plan.
Oh no.
I will say that you do that. You sit up and you grab the rope as well, so that you're not going to be like just banging your head on the floor. Should Leaf right away.
Sure.
You
might scooch my shield under my butt.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Okay, so you do that, grab the rope and put it under you, like, all right, like ready to go.
Prepare to just be slammed by Madness right now.
I'm gonna put myself in between you and Madness, so you might have time.
Madness is going to backhand Relia as she tries to cross around him. Not that you'd leave his threatened area. It's a legendary action to make one attack against you. So here we go. Attack roll. Normal.
It's very easy to hit me.
30 to hit.
13.
Yes.
Time to die.
And 40 damage.
My guys. Oh my god.
That is a pimp slap.
Are you unconscious?
Yeah.
So you just watch as she like gets down, like stands in front of you, Sarah's like he just smacks her and she just flies like 10 feet, hits the ground and slides. And then in his turn, he's gonna walk towards you, Saros.
Yeah, I bet he is.
My sword's still in his chest.
I made a mistake, not Saros. It was Auric which cast spells and kept fucking with him. Walks towards you. He reaches down and grabs your wrist. And he's going to make an attack roll specifically against a part of you.
Rip my arm off, please.
It's gonna be the third arm for the collection, Nova.
So.
It's gonna have one from each of us at the end of this.
I'll make it a disadvantage because it's a focus like attack roll.
Don't think.
Oh God.
So anyway.
The plus 19 on those rolls, sir. Disadvantage doesn't make sense. There is no disadvantage for
grabs your
Madness.
hand, lifts you up off the horse, like up into the air, and then bites down on your two main fingers, tears them off, and then throws you back.
I'll say.
Never
Django's missing those
ripped
fingers
my
too.
earbuds. I've never ripped my earbuds out of my ears.
And
that
we'll
fast.
end the session right there.
What is wrong with you?
No, let's keep playing. Let's keep going.
See how we all die this week.
Yeah. I can't wait a week for this.
I'm dimension dooring this fuck out of here. Start a next session.
The TPK.
No.
Please.
We are already over time. I feel like it's unfair to continue because we have to take them. I want to do things as a day ahead.
Damn it.
Unless you guys really, really want to continue and the text says okay.
Josh?
I think this is a good cliffhanger myself.
It is
That's what I think. That's why I was like, we'll end it here. All right then. If all of you vote to continue, we'll continue for a few rounds and see how it goes. If any of you want to stop, we'll stop.
I vote to continue.
I got fingers to be bitten off.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a TBK in
Keep
like,
going.
what, a round and a half?
All right, we'll
so-
keep going. We'll keep going.
Or at least a dead party member. Someone's
Alright.
gonna die here.
Kill me.
So,
Oric,
Oric,
still his turn.
you are up.
Which fingers did he bite off,
You
by the way?
need to make a Constitution saving throw. Be stunned.
These two.
Nova, I dropped unconscious. So my
Yeah.
14th level ability is gonna go off.
Yeah, no, it's fine. We'll get that up in a second.
21.
You pass.
Thank God.
And as you hit the ground and look around, you see this massive, like, dire wolf, this like spectral creature standing over Aurelia, growling at the at this madness creature. Is your turn, Oric?
Saros is on the ground.
Mm-hmm. He's ready to ride.
Yeah,
He looks like he's about to go for some
a
fun.
little scoot and boot sled.
All right, I don't have much I could do, truthfully. Was there any metal on Madness?
Yeah, he's got a large like belly warmer belt sort of thing, with a big piece of metal. And he's wearing like so like the Roman sandals with like shin guards. So they're also made of like some sort of bronze.
Okay, this is one of my bard spells. I don't... Kieran, do you want me to dimension door you out of here, or do you want me
Oh
to,
my
to do
fucking
something
God.
else?
I'm ready. I'm sliding. I'm taking my.
You're good to go. You're good to go.
My
okay.
GT racer out of here.
All right.
I mean, you could dimension door you and the horse.
I thought about doing that, but then I'm just leaving them to the wild magic surge.
I have a wolf
Come on.
protecting me.
Yeah. I'm just to make this easier. I guess I'll get back. Is it take my action to get back on my horse, or?
Yeah, you can also there's the other horses. Like Kieran's not on a horse. You can grab the other horses and ride them all the way if you need to.
Oh, I can try to get the other horses.
Yeah, just make
Okay.
an animal handling check.
Yeah, I'll try to get one of the other horses for Saros because yeah.
Yep, make an animal handling check for me. That's
it's-
definitely better.
Does
All
this
right.
guy look like he could outrun a horse based on how fast he was running?
The horses should outpace him.
Okay. All right, so then I'll use my turn to get Saros back up onto a horse then.
That
Or to
is
get a horse
almost
for him.
impossible. Yeah, you probably have to get a horse for him because he's like half tied up right now. So you grab your horse, you jump up, you pull aside, you grab the reins, and it hurts because these fingers are gone like down to almost the hand. So like you can feel. Yeah, I'll go over that later. And you start pulling them away. That would be your turn. You could, I guess, bardic inspiration someone if you wanted to.
Don't got any left.
Okay. Sloane. It just you could have made an attack against it, but it wouldn't have done anything. It is your turn though. You can see everyone else is kind of planning to move, but you also have unconscious Aurelia on the floor.
Yeah. Okay. I'll pick up unconscious Relia and I'll use my turn to get. Do I have a horse? Is my horse still up? Cool.
You have a horse.
Cool. I'll put Relia in front of me and then I'll use my turn to get up on the horse and get ready to move.
Okay. Make an animal handling check.
Oh God. I'm not good at these.
Side note, did that sundering that happened to us hit him also?
Okay.
The sundering
15.
he caused.
Oh, I thought I caused him. I was talking about the wild magic surge from my original.
Oh, yeah. No,
He was
it
out of-
it wouldn't.
Oh, he was just out of reach. You're right. He was,
Yeah, he was 150.
15.
You're right.
You're good.
You're right.
You start riding. If you want to, I'll let you make an acro check to try to grab Relia's horse's reins as you go past as well.
Okay. Acrobatics. Oh, so good. Well, 17.
Okay. 17 will pass. Yeah. You sort
Nice.
of reach out, you manage to just hold it, and you start riding.
Nice.
Leaf. You're up.
Yeah. Yeehaw! And he's gonna also reach into his bag and pull out a little vial and kind of pull the top off of it and throw it behind him. And I'm gonna cast Fog Cloud on.
Nice. Okay. So is there a save for that, or is it just creates a
Just
skew?
a heavily obscured area.
Yeah. Cool. All right. Make an animal handling check to ride away with Kieran or Saros behind you. And Saros, you can make a
13.
That's fine. 13 is the DC. You can make a
Perception check.
dex save with advantage because you've got the shield, you're holding the rope, everything's set for you to go. This is
Alright.
just to not tumble and grate yourself on the floor.
Well, didn't Oric spend his turn helping him?
And then it just slowly creeped back. That's a 9.
I just got a horse for him, so when we
A
outpace
horse.
this guy, we
Okay,
can get him
okay,
onto
okay.
a horse.
Got it.
Make a quick dex save, just a flat dex save to grab your shield so it doesn't get left behind. You can try to get back on it later.
Aren't I riding on my shield?
Yeah,
I
yeah,
guess
but then you got
I
yanked
was,
and
now
you
I'm
kind of
not.
like tipped. Okay,
Well,
so you sort of, as you're going, not to be that guy, but I'm pretty sure all your checks are at disadvantage. Is that right?
Oh,
Exhaustion?
yeah, you're absolutely
though.
correct.
Not
Not
saves,
saves.
just
not
ability
saves.
checks.
It's only ability checks.
Okay, cool. So, you grab it, and at some point you can try to slide it under you and go, but you're gonna take 46 damage. So 13 points of damage as you're kind of like bouncing along the floor. It hurts, but it's not killing you. Right. That means it is Relia's turn for a death save.
Oh, 18.
All right, you good. And then Saras's turn. You can try to slide the shield under you if you want, doing an acrobatics check.
Yeah, I guess that's what I was gonna do. I was thinking about healing, but I guess that's probably hard to do while I'm being dragged behind a horse. So let's do an acrobatics check at disadvantage because I'm exhausted. Double sevens.
That's
16.
pretty good. So you kind of sit there and like you're seeing this bump come up ahead, and you're like, oh fuck! And you hit the bump, you get air, it hurts. You slide the thing under you, and you land, and you start like and the horse is now picking up speed because of that like, friction and drag behind it.
Can I I don't know, start like wrapping the rope around my arm
around
to
your
pull
hand
me
and
closer and closer?
So you sort of like make a dex save to try to stand up on the shield and get next to the horse that Auric has for you.
So badass.
If
This
you
is the
get this,
dream
it's
right
fucking
here.
badass, dude.
All right.
Yes.
Fucking leaping
So
onto
sitting
a
there-
horse from a.
And I'll let you have advantage for it because Auric's helping you with the horse as you kind of grab its mane and you've got the rope and you kind of pull yourself up so you're kind of like right between the two horses of Leaf and the spare one, and you can kind of jump up onto it and start riding away. One
Hell
last
yeah.
acro check with advantage.
Hell yeah.
Which would be a flat roll now because
It
of
should
the
just be flat.
Yeah.
Yep.
15.
15. You sort of, it's not graceful. You end up kind of like over it, kind of like exactly how Aurelia is just bouncing along. But like you're on the horse. And you've got some time to sort of get up there.
Kick the lasso off my feet.
Madness is going to take a swing at one of you as you ride past. I'm going to make this a D10 and just halve it roll to see who it hits. So on a 1 or a 2, it's Sloan. 3 or 4, Saros. 5 or 6, Leaf. 7 or 8 will be you, Auric. And a 9 or 10 will be Relia.
Oh,
Can I taunt him to take the hit?
Do you really want to do this, Sarah?
Make an intimidation check.
I do. I do.
Do it.
Honestly,
It's gonna be anyone. He's coming here for me.
If you beat his wisdom with an intimidation check, you do not.
Please remember that I have a 4 charisma score.
Oh, shit. That's on Relia.
That's so that's two death saves, right?
That's an immediate
If he
2
hits.
fail if he hits. The problem is
if
does
he
he
hits.
break the
Plus
horse as well?
19.
Yeah, because I guess he's attacking the horse, really.
Oh no.
Oh, and really is. Yeah, that hits me.
That's a lot of 1s, though. Also a lot of 6s.
Right. So, as you go past, he just raises a fist and slams it down. I'm going to roll on our favorite critical table to see what happens to poor Relia. And then we'll end the session because he can't outrun a horse. He can try really hard. Can I get one of you to make a medicine check about how long you think you can just have these horses gallop for before you think they're going to just be galloped like to death? How
I've got a
far
plus
ahead?
5.
Yeah, go for it.
10.
Oh.
Oh, go for it. Yeah, Kieran, go for it.
But I'm also rolling at disadvantage, so really that's just a plus 5. I'm gonna roll it.
Yeah, you go for it.
I mean, you can both roll if you want. You can have a little argument.
14.
14.
14?
As I hand you the reins to your horse, like, no, we can't.
We can ride him
14
forever.
and 21.
21.
So you're like, we could probably make a day and a half. And Oryx looks over the horses and is like, no, we can make 2 days. We can make it to the forest we can see in the distance. We can get there, but they will die. Their hearts will be bursting at that point. And we'll have to do the last few hours on foot away from this thing. And as you're running, you guys are moving about 60 feet around and he's moving about 50 feet around. He will not be that far behind. You'll have to come up with some sort of plan to combat him for next session as he gets away, as you guys get away. Roll me a D10, please, Relia, to see where you are hit.
Deja vu.
I have a heal spell ready for you. I was gonna cast it if I wasn't being dragged behind a horse.
2. Okay. And roll me a D10 for how bad this critical effect is on you. I mean, that's
Also a
not
2.
bad. That could be way worse.
You lose an arm.
He hits you
I know
in
that.
the shoulder, causing fractures to spread across your shoulder blade, collarbone, and like was it not femur? Is it no humerus? Whatever this is, upper arm. Giving you 1 level exhaustion as well.
Oh, not so bad.
Okay.
Well, I can't put down my exhaustion because I'm still technically making death saves.
Yeah, hopefully someone that can heal you heals you before you get back to you. But that'll be for next session. You have escaped for now.
Ray of Frost.
So without freaking anybody out, really has 2 fails and 1 success.
Feel like we were
And
here.
you have to roll
recently.
before I can heal you.
Oh, it's literally just like last week. Or the 2 weeks ago.
Literally.
Are we sure we don't
Except
want to
this
just
time-
rip this
Oh,
band-aid
no, I
off
can heal it.
now?
No,
You can heal it. I can heal
it.
We are
Diamonds.
Going to
I
wait
can heal
till
her.
next. session. So, thank you very much for sticking around for the extra long session. Hope you guys had fun. I know that the start was slow. We had a lot of like RP and little bits to get through. And then it kind of might have dragged a little bit through the skill check. But you guys also, I had to kind of get an idea of how far ahead you guys would be. So,
Not at all.
Yeah, you kind of went, yeah. Anyways, we'll do a very quick favorite moments. We'll do a quick goodbye. And then I'll get Kieran once again to do our Hero Forge send-off. We'll find someone to raid. So, we'll go the same way we did at the start of the session. We'll go with... Wystle, tell us your favorite moment of the session.
Madness's arrival. That was so genuinely terrifying. Just that visualizing something just pounding away at these doors that we've been assured, no, it's fine, it's safe. And then Andre just been like, oh, fuck. That was really cool. And it really set the tone for the last hour.
Okay.
For what we were going to go through.
Cool. Kieran?
My favorite point was seeing those two schoolyard toughs in the alleyway smoking cigarettes, just like pointing at the flagpole and sundown and looking at us. I really enjoyed that part. Give a good little scare.
Okay. Sean?
Hands down, Saros maybe a little sloppily pulling some Legolas moves to get on that shield and get on that horse. Like, epic.
Yeah. Okay.
Stepping down the stairs.
Leaf?
I really liked the Oryx bid to go deeper. That conversation of it's time to dive deeper. I thought was really, really good. I like gave you all the outs to be like, no, like we'll help you. Don't do that. It's a bad idea. And him being like, I already know this is the only way. It was really very cool.
Okay. And lastly, Shannon?
I also really liked that whole scene with Oric describing his daughter and just the emotion that was in that scene. Very nice. I also loved when you shouted at Relia, do all your timelines suck? That was perfect.
Yes.
How about you, Nova? What was your favorite?
I think I just like that Madness is this unstoppable force for you guys. Like it was I think the moment when you're like, what am I meant to do in this fight? And someone else was like, we run. Like there's, you did so little damage to him.
There's quite literally nothing I can do.
There is things you can do, but it will require a little out of the box thinking.
Okay.
Which is the whole
point. I have
point
a week to think about it.
You do. And then we have Joe Cat as well. So that'll be.
Hey, that's right.
So
another bard.
Let's do
a
a real
plot
quick.
armor, right?
No.
Save
Okay, let's do our real quick goodbyes, and we'll find someone to raid. We'll probably be raiding D&D Beyond for Jasper's game day.
Woo! Hey.
So we'll go in reverse order. Sloan.
That's me. Hi, everybody. My name is Shannon. You can find me on all social medias at sroby25. My nerd home is Paradise RPG. We have lots of fun programming throughout the week, and we would love to have you join us.
All right. Leaf.
Hi, I'm Mike. I'm the DM over at Wonders and Blunders. We're a 5e horror comedy podcast. We're about to launch season 2. You can find us wherever you find podcasts. That is all.
Sean.
Hi, I am Sean. You can find me at Odo_Sean on all social media. I am the DM for Paradise RPG. Like Shannon said, we've got plenty of amazing programming, so check us out. But mainly, our flagship show is on Mondays at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and our backlog is on YouTube if you'd like to watch and catch up.
Alrighty. Agent?
Hi, I'm AgentNumberOne. You can find me over on twitch.tv/AgentNumberOne on Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, where I stream strategy games and all sorts of other stuff. I'm also part of the Wonders and Blunders podcast, which is great. You should check it out.
Would you like to quickly tell us about my brain stopped. Hero Forge.
Well, I will after Shelby's introduced herself.
Yeah, I was going to let Shelby do hers and Bards for Bards all at once.
Oh, well, then if that's the case, then why not? Let me tell you about HeroForge.com. HeroForge.com, all the places where you can get your own custom miniatures painted, printed, and equipped with whatever kind of fancy thingamajigs you want. You can see some slightly out of focus shots here in Sean's camera. Hero Forge, you can design your own miniatures. You can build them however you want. You can paint them however you want. There's all sorts of hundreds of customizations, if not maybe even thousands, I dare say. They also produce great little tokens that you can use on virtual tabletops. So we definitely recommend checking them out. They are our sponsor for this season, and they have been just so sweet to us. We love them very much.
Thank you very much, Hero Forge. And Shelby, tell us about yourself and Bards for Bards.
My name is Shelby or Wystle. I'm from the channel Whistle While You Work. It's a channel where I tell stories from my D&D experience and draw whatever fun fantasy stuff comes to mind. And I'm one of the organizers and founders behind Bards for Bards, which is coming to a close tomorrow. Bards for Bards is a charity meant to support the Artist Relief Tree, which is a relief fund to support struggling performing artists during the pandemic. And tomorrow at 12 p.m. EDT to 12 p.m. EDT on the 2nd, we are doing a 24-hour live stream. It's going to be full of games. We've got, I think, 3 one-shots running. One's being ran by Just Jack Daw, one's being ran by Nova, and then I believe RuneSmith is running a drunk improv game that Nova will be playing in. This is going to be great. We have, not counting the makeshift goal that we reached, we have raised almost $20,000 for the Artist Relief Tree. We will be announcing a whole bunch of winners for Humblewood books. We're going to be announcing who's getting the special Humblewood books from the Art Challenge tomorrow. It's going to be great. It's going to be insane. You should come and pray for us while we try to stay away for 24 hours for charity.
Okay. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to it. And hi, my name is Nova or Nova1. I am the DM for the Scales Above, as you've seen today. And I also am the guy that kind of runs Roll for Damage. I have 2 amazing friends that help me out. And to be honest, they do a lot of the work. They've been a real godsend. So thank you very much to AJ and to Bree. Who hopefully, they'll also get shouted out. Bree is our artist, does a lot of great work. You can see Oric on screen right now, looking amazing. And then you've got AJ, who runs our Academy of Xander game on Thursdays. And soon, our tech Josh Pirate will be running a Humblewood game starting on May 10th, I believe. So stay tuned to hear more about that. We'll be putting some things up on Twitter. But for now, we are going to go to our end screen and raid D&D Beyond. So say goodbye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.